Kimmy, don't forget to ready up. We're still waiting on you. Thank you, Kimmy. I did? Yeah, it's waiting on you to ready up. Now it started. Thank you. What time is it where it's at? It's currently 8:48 p.m. So it's probably like 2:48 in the morning for East Coast. I'm determined to get Unreal and Reload this season, Michaelan says. Nice. Chat, can we get W's in the chat? Oh my gosh. I don't know how to turn that off on this side because everybody's going to hear it. Yo, hold on. Let me connect this real quick. Bear with me, guys. Shift L. Let me close this multi-chat overlay and reopen it because it's broken. Chat's doing an amazing job of breaking everything today. Sorry, chat. Bear with me. I'll be right back after these messages. I got to thank Epura. There's a couple people who subbed. I appreciate y'all so much. Okay, I got to click on this. Click on this overlay. It's got to load. Okay, and then connect platforms. Okay, there you go. It's connected. I should probably try to connect my YT as well. How do I do this? Bear with me, chat. I'll be right over. I'm trying to set this up. Not chat having a golden train already. Thank you, chat. I appreciate y'all. Hold on. Connect. Okay, that should be good. Hi, Sweet V. So sorry, guys. It's like this TikTok thing is throwing me off. E-Silver, Illy, Epura, and Rissy, thank you guys so much for subbing for 4 months at tier 3. I appreciate y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish there was a way it would show me on natives thing. It's not showing it. I'm gonna go to Dark Dominion. I've got you on my tablet and phone. Thank you, Callie. It's random? What is? What made you get wireless instead of wired? I did wireless so that... Oh, look, chat. There's like something weird at the top over here. I like wireless so I can dance. I can get up, walk around. Whenever chat hits certain goals, I like dance for them. It's rare, the golden Kappa train. Yeah, the community is going crazy right now. Thank you, chat. Hold on. Let me show... Remind me to show Illy... Rissy. I think Illy and Rissy are the only ones with the pictures, right? Out of all those. Owen, thank you for the super GGs. Right through the window. Right through the wall. Good morning, Nika. Owen, thank you for the rose. The 5 roses. I appreciate you. I don't know where the other guy is at, chat, but I think he's somewhere across us. Let me go pick this up real quick. Hi, Michaelin. Chat, can you tell me who the first boop was? Kamikaze, thank you for the heart me. Yeah, I gotta do one for you. I already thanked E Silver and Epura, but Illy, you and Rissa remind me that I gotta show your picture at some point. At some point on stream. It was me, Julianne says. Julianne, you get the first boop. Boop. I think I'm gonna go with the pump. Boopity boop. I think they're up at the top over there, chat. Let me pick up the pump over here. Hi, Stutters. I might have to add a couple of this stuff in the meantime. Thank you, Jess. I appreciate you so much. W's in the chat for Jess. Jalen, thank you so much. I might as well put Jess's picture. And then I'll add... Let me know when Jess's picture comes off. I'll just add Rissy and Illy's. And then I got Jalen as well. Morning, Natalie. How are you? Now? Okay. This one's Illy. W's in the chat for Illy. We multitasking hard right now. Jason's a level 21 super fan. I appreciate you, Jason. Thank you, bro. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Julianne. And then this one's Rissy. For those of you who are curious, who our community members are. Our top supporters in the community are. Baked Potato, thank you so much for the 100 biddies. I appreciate you. Is it back to school for the kids in the UK? Nice. Serendipity's like, y'all so beautiful. I'm gonna go get some mobility over here. Chat, can someone tell me who that was? Was that Kimmy? Thank you, Kimmy. Wait, was that Kimmy? I gotta do Jalen first. Hold on, Jalen right here. Let me know if I'm missing anybody else, and then I gotta put Kimmy's up. And I gotta do Kimmy right after. Titan, thank you for the 100 biddies, bro. I appreciate you. There's no mobility over here, chat. I'm kind of cooked. Okay, thank you. And then, did I clicked on Jalen's, right? You guys got to see Jalen? Gwen, thank you for the 100 biddies. Chat is going absolutely bonkers right now. Malo Titan, Malo Safua. Hi, Cringe Dad. How are you? I never understand this. Like, oh, they're both just camping there. They're not gonna make a play. They're both just chilling there. Chat, did I press Kimmy's? Did I press Kimmy's? I don't know if I did. I'll press it again if I didn't. And then I gotta do Mikey right after. Mikey, thank you so much for subscribing for 6 months in a row, bro. I appreciate you. You did? Kimmy, you get a second one then. I got pushed pretty hard by this team, so like I forgot. Where is this other guy? Is this him? It's off. Hi, Marissa. Okay, and then we gotta add Mikey. There's our little Mikey. I do have some side places that I stream at, Tish, that nobody really knows. It's usually on a late night. I have a late night channel It's like an ASMR channel, so you don't hear any sound. So all this overstimulating stuff that you hear, you don't hear any of that. It's just me just straight gaming, playing against squads. Either I play solo squads, like with Kimmy, duo squads, or like I play squads with my boys. They're like, we know. You never know. You don't know who that is, chat. This is Kimmy from behind the scenes. Yep. Did you say Lil Mickey? No, not Lil Mickey. Lil Mikey. Who the hell is Lil Mickey? Chat's like it's a potato? Yeah, I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny. There's a guy shooting from the top over there. They're coming over. They're pretty close. Hit your shots, boy. Now you're gonna have to chase me all the way across. They're like, if you know, you know. All right, we got our car. We need more mobility, chat. We're kind of cooked here if we don't find more mobility. Let us find more mobility, shall we? Nope, no mobility here. I thought there was a vending machine here. No, chat? Oh, there it is. Kimmy says, that was a fun 10 seconds. I love your videos. Thank you for everything. Your videos have helped me through so much. I appreciate you, gamer boy. Thank you for the kind words. What is your favorite videos that you enjoy, gamer boy, that has been helping you lately in life? Is it the advice videos? Is it the funny videos? Which one has been helping you? I'm gonna go res Kimmy probably back here. Maybe I gotta go pick this up over here. Nice. Nope, no mobility there either. We're gonna keep marketing until we find mobility. Thank you for the heart me random profile picture. Random. It doesn't even have your name. It's like Arabic. You can buy more fists at the vending machines. Yeah, I'm trying to buy another mobility. I've been trying to save up for the Xbox Series. Okay, I had to use the money towards my dad's hospital bills. Wait, what? Oh, so you're talking about the inspirational videos then, are what's like helping you out? Two other managers completely ignored me. They acknowledged I was there. I've always been nice to them. I fear they now walk all over me. So I appreciate you talking about the difference. Yeah. I just wish to be stronger. Yo, that's the first step is awareness, Marissa. So I'm proud of you. I think the first thing you got to do, Marissa, is the next time they tell you to do something, it's going to be the toughest thing to do, right? You guys are going to hear something for the first time. When I tell you, like, if people are used to walking all over you, it's because you didn't create what is called barriers. Right? And because you didn't create barriers, people usually will start taking advantage of you. So the next time someone takes advantage of a barrier that you don't want to do, two simple letters will help you, Marissa. No. It's going to be the toughest thing to say. No. That's it. If it's not in your job description, if it's not in the thing that you're supposed to do, no. And it's going to be the toughest thing you're going to say in your life. It's going to be the toughest thing you'll say in your life. If they aren't even your managers, you shouldn't even worry about them then. If they aren't even your managers, don't even worry about them. No is a complete sentence. Yeah, 2 letters, man, will help you. No. I be trying to teach Kimmy that. Kimmy's working on her nose. No. I think I'm going to go to the studio's place, chat. Fireboy, thank you so much for the heart me. I mean, thank you for the follow. It's going to give me some getting used to on this thing. I try not to. Don't try, do. Right? That's every time you try, you never get things done, right? In life, don't say I'm going to try. Just do it. Just do it. Just say no. Hi, problem child. And then the first time you'll say it, it's going to feel cringe. And then the second time it'll be like, oh, that was... The first time it'll be like, not so... It was hard, but it wasn't that bad. Then the second time, and before you know it, once you start developing barriers and boundaries, bruh, the types of things you start attracting in your life is crazy. Chat, if I didn't say no, right? And this is why it's so important I tell you this. This is why you guys understand this, all right? Bear with me. I gotta explain this so that you guys really understand it. That's a mammoth. Good morning, Philip. So I want you guys to understand this so that you know what I mean by it, right? If I never said no to all the wrong people in my life, I don't ever meet you guys. I'm gonna say it one more time for the people in the back. If I never said no to the wrong people in my life, I would have never met this community. I would have never built, got to like this community through God, and I would have never been blessed to meet any of you. I would have never met any of you in my life. The only reason why I've met each and every one of you is because of, for that very reason. I like this. I think I'm gonna do. Nah, I appreciate you, Jess. I ignore all my equals or aboves. I'm just here making my money. Gwen says, yeah, it requires some work before that, right? It does require you to practice the art of saying no, right? In order to, because usually a lot of people at work, they're basically grown children is what I would like to say. A lot of people in your life, right? You'll meet, never past the high school stage. You're basically still hanging out with children. Whether it may be work, whether it may be other places. She has a baseball bat. That's awesome. I gotta work on my mammoth shots over here. Chat, I don't know where this guy went. Is that him? It's a 1v2 now. All the crown winners here are dead. I want my brain to be rewired. Yeah, so one of the easiest things you could do to rewire your brain, right, is to practice saying no to little things. Instead of maybe, right? So the biggest thing about introverts is we usually tell people maybe. Like, hey, you're going to come and hang out with me tonight, and we don't want to hang out with them. I don't think any of y'all want to hang out with people in real time, right? So one of the best things to do is practicing the art of saying no. I got a baseball bat. Do I use that for final mobility, chat? What do you guys think? Literally me? Yeah. I want to pick up the baseball bat for fun, but I feel like it's going to be the reason why I'm going to end up dead if I don't watch out. Because I'm dropping my... Bet you can't catch me. I bet you can't catch me. Now I gotta hit my mammoth. Whoa. I bet you can't catch me. They marked me. Hi. Why those bots always hit those shots? Those crazy shots, chat? Those bots be hitting those crazy shots, bro. I gotta get to that bush, chat. I get to this bush. These guys are cooked. Yep, they're cooked. 84 on that guy. Missed the second shot. 85 on that. They gotta come towards me, chat. This is what I was worried about, not having heals for endgame. Behind a rock is kind of crazy, chat. Behind the rock is kind of crazy, dude. Yo. I'm not gonna lie though, chat. We would have never been in that situation, chat. How? It's desync and all that. But chat, we would have never been in that situation if I hit my shots. You know what I mean? If I hit my mammoth shots, we would have never been in that situation. GG's. Hi, Emily. Basically, how I see, right? People usually think it's cheating. It's not cheating, chat. It's called desync, right? Or like ping or whatever it is. I don't know how to explain it, but it's basically what I see on my screen versus what they see is like two completely different things. So even though it shows on my screen that I'm behind the rock, on his screen I'm like clearly clearing the rock kind of thing. But we would have never been there. They're like, what? Yeah, it's a thing. But we would have never been there if I hit my shots. I missed a lot of my mammoth shots. Lynette, thank you for the 12 roses. I appreciate you. I've never heard of that. Yeah, I usually try to teach people in this community what usually happens. You think they're cheating. They're not cheating, chat. It's just... I saw a video where a girl was like, how are they hitting me? I'm behind the tree. Yeah, that's what happens. It doesn't help that my ping is at 100. So what I see versus what they see is two different things. Hi, Backwoods. Morning from the other side. Hi, Mina. TikTok, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to call it a stream over here. I'm going to talk to the community on the perp. So if you ever want to come and say hi, come say hi. You guys enjoy? What is that called? It's like desync. It's also ping. I play at 100 ping. Is this only on PC? What is Fortnite? Fortnite's on console. It's on a lot of stuff. Hi, Imanu. Were you ever in band? Our school never had band. We had a choir. Before I head out, though, I just want to give a moment to thank all these people on the screen here for making it possible that I get to continue to do this full time. Here are the reason. Chat. Big shout out to Kimmy, P Global, and Taya. Appreciate y'all. I think Jalen was also up there, but she's also hiding. She doesn't want to show her face. If there's anybody else I'm missing, I appreciate you guys. So Kimmy, H-Town, P Global, Taya, Jalen, thank you guys so much for allowing me to do this full time. I appreciate y'all. And to all our top likers, thank you for bringing in more people in this community, because without these tappers, chat, we don't ever hit algorithm. So these people right here, Driz, Daisy, and Maggie, thank you guys so much for tapping so hard today. Without people like you, we don't ever hit algorithm. So appreciate y'all. There's a lot more, chat, but I would have to go on a long spiel of thanking every single person. So I like the power of 3. So I just do 3, but I appreciate y'all so much. All right, TikTok, you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Let me stop this real quick. Let me do my outro real quick, and then I'll talk to the other people. I was wondering why I haven't seen you in my FYP, Stone says. If you don't ever see me on your FYP, it's because I don't stream as long as most people do. I'm a 3-hour streamer. Most streamers that I'm competing against are probably doing like anywhere between 6 to 10 hours. So I would never be on your FYP. So my recommendation is, if you do want to be on in the community quite often, join our Discord or follow us on the Purple, and we're going to be live there right now under Cool Dip TV. Love, peace, and chicken grease, everybody.
Yo! Yeah! Yeah, right! Let's go! We're out of sight. Thanks for vibing with us all night. Big ups to the gifters dropping heat, and the likers, y'all make it complete. Shout out to Cool K Crew. You already know we ride with you. Catch us next stream, same cool scene where the jokes hit hard and the game stay clean. Till next time, stay chill, stay peace. Love, peace, and chicken grease.
All right, bye, TikTok. Good night. Yay, I can finally be myself, chat. I can finally be myself. I am so sick of entertaining. The reason why I'm sick of entertaining, chat, is because I already entertained this weekend. So, like, the way my body works, right? This is why I can only do, like, one event like a weekend now. Before, like, thinking about it, chat, I used to do like, hold on, let me close this out. I used to do like 3 events, 3 to 7 events, and then there was a time I was doing 7 to 10 events. There was one time, chat, hold on, I'm gonna stop the timer. 1 month I did, out of 30 something days. Amino Lane, thank you so much for subbing. I don't even know if it's Emmy No Lane. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I really truly appreciate you. They're like, I'm bopping along to this. I don't know. There's a thing, chat, that hi blonde. What does this say? Blonde witch. Is this Blondie or is this a different person? Witch. Witch. Hey, cool. Will you be on your side channel tonight? I'm not sure. Can we get W's in the chat for Twisted Petals as well? Subscribing for 6 months in a row. Appreciate you so much, Twisted Petals. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I haven't watched for a couple of days. Did you find the vaults? No, I haven't, Jade. I played squads with the boys and they found it for me, but nah, I keep forgetting to go look for them. You know we can't hear the noties? Yeah, but it's so damn loud in my ear. The noties are so loud in my ear. But you can hear it on TikTok, right, chat? Did you guys hear it all going off on TikTok? You guys could hear it on TikTok, right? When it was going off, like all the notifications. Who was on TikTok earlier? Yup. See, so weird. I don't know what that means. I left TikTok when you went live there. Yeah, so I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, JB. Like, you can hear it like pretty prevalent on that side. So it's like, why does it work on TikTok, but it's someone on Twitch subbing? Like, I gotta explain the language to native. Like, somehow TikTok hears it, but it's the people on Twitch triggering it. So what does that mean? Does that mean that it's coming through my PC? I don't know. That's up to native to figure that out. I leave TikTok so fast when you get the purple going, Leslie. Yeah, I feel you. I'm sick of TikTok. But hear me out, chat. If it wasn't for TikTok, we would not grow as a community. If we don't grow as a community, you can't make a living in the streaming world, right? Because everybody has their own life, right? You can't expect just our top gifters every time to be the reason we continue to do this full time, right? And so the greatest thing about TikTok is people get to continuously see me, like new people. Does that make sense? Because if it's basing off chat, if it was up to me, I could just have the OG community and just show up and chill forever, but I wouldn't be able to pay my bills at that point, right? So it is my job to be consistently entertaining every single day, even if I don't want to. Even if I don't want to, chat. You know how like some nurses out here, like Jalen, some service workers, you gotta like fake it every single time till you make it kind of thing. That's what I'm doing on TikTok, right? Like today, I seriously did not want to go live on TikTok today, because whenever I MC, it takes out a lot of my energy for about a week and a half. I don't know if it's because I met people in person, or I don't know how to explain it, but like meeting people in person just like takes out a lot of energy. And because I'm high energy at these events, I'm high energy for how long was I emceeing for? 6 hours. JB, wait, was that? I can't see it. JB just gifted 5 subs to the community. Can we get W's in the chat for JB? JB, appreciate you so much for that. Chat, if it was up to me, man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I didn't want to go live today on TikTok. You guys can tell like my energy is all spent. So I'd rather like just chill, right? I just wanted to have a chill day with my community and hang out with y'all, man. That's all I wanted to do today. But I had to like bite my tongue. I had to do the nurse, the service worker, the MC talent today and bite my tongue. JB should be on page 1. How come I don't see her? Oh, there she is. She's at, I don't know. I keep thinking JB's on the 1st or 2nd line, but she's on the 3rd line. Thank you, JB. Appreciate you so much for the 5 gifted subs to the community. Chat, if you received a sub from our gifters out here, please thank them. It was wild seeing how energetic. Yeah, Marie, isn't that funny? That's my kind of energy at every single wedding. You don't ever witness that here on stream. So I'm glad you guys got to see another version of me. But for 6 hours, chat, I had to be upbeat like that the whole time. And so what usually happens when I'm upbeat like that the whole time for 6 hours, as soon as the wedding's done, I'm like burnt. And that doesn't count the setting up, the breaking down. That doesn't count, right, my entire 14-hour shift, because that part is the easy part. Like acting over the top is easy because I've been a professional MC my whole life. It's the part prior to that and the part after that, like that also adds to it, because you're like carrying 50 pounds worth of equipment here and there, moving up lights, moving code sparks, moving this. Poor Kimmy, she's a tiny little girl, so she's trying to do stuff on the other side. I'm trying to do stuff on the other side. So it's like, yeah, it's too much. It's too much at some point. That would take me a month to recover. Yeah, so Taya, would you believe that I used to do that one event you saw me do, right? Would you believe that I used to do 10 of those a month? So it would be 2 a week or 3 a week. So the minimum was 8 gigs a month. So after one wedding on Friday, I'd have to do another one right on Saturday. And after Saturday, Sunday, my voice was done. And I didn't talk to anybody for 5 or 6 days, and I had to redo it again. I think most people would get burnt out, Michaelin, but I'm not gonna lie, the energy from the crowd usually picks me back up again, right? So I'll be dead, right? I'll do Friday, Saturday, right? And then Sunday, I would finally take a rest. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I wouldn't do anything. Nothing, right? So today, I didn't feel like doing anything. I just wanted to rest because of all the energy I gave on Saturday, right? So I'd rest Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And most comedians, most singers, do you ever notice they all do the same? Whenever you see a comedian perform, whenever you see an entertainer perform, they can only perform 3 days at a time. So you see Bruno Mars on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show, and they'll do multiple shows, like 3 or 4 shows. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, they're like, nah, I'm done. I gotta chill for the rest. Just gotta sit in my hotel and just bathe for the rest of the next couple of days. So if you ever notice celebrities, singers, all those people, they all do that. So I don't know. I give props to people who actually got to do that, but they got to still show up every single day. That's why you got to run your own business. Because I think about the nurses and I think about the people who, like service workers, who got to see every single person every single day, and you got to fake your energy every single time, right? Because when I say fake, some of us don't want to be positive. Some of us don't want to, like, some of us just want to chill. You know what I mean? Like, some of us just want to, like, relax in a back room and not talk to anybody. But we don't have the privilege of doing that, right? Some of us just don't want to talk to anybody, you know, but you can't look that way. Because imagine, chat, I can't look like tired because everybody's energy will come down at an event. They'll be like, people will start yawning. People will be like, oh, you know what I mean? If I yawn just one bit, the whole energy of the wedding goes down. People will start yawning. And we have so much stuff to do, right? You got the cake cutting, the first dance, the father-daughter, the this dance, the this thing, the this, that, the that. And with a program that is so, like, diverse, like they had a lion dance, they had the money dance, they had this dance, they had multiple stuff. I felt bad for that wedding. They only got 6 minutes of dancing. They didn't even get to dance and enjoy it. You're definitely taller than 6'2", Marie says. No, I'm 6'2". It's just the people I'm around, Marie. When you see me at events in Hawaii, they're all short. All the people in Hawaii are short. And you can imagine, that was an Asian event, right? Well, not Asian. The bride was Caucasian. The bride was Caucasian and the groom was, what is his background? Arzaga. He's like Filipino. I should ask. I don't think I've ever asked Ladi Dadi what his ethnic background is. He might be Japanese. He's not Chinese. He's not Chinese for sure, because they made a joke that they got to do the lion dance because there was one Chinese person at that wedding, and that was the best man, which was a lie because Ladi Dadi was also, you know. I don't think I could do a traditional reception. I don't have the energy to do it. Yeah, too much, Gwen. Too much. But that's what I do for a living, right? And so I get tired of being high energetic like that. And I used to do 10 events a month. There was one time, chat, I told myself I would never do it again. One time I did 30, was it? I don't even remember. Kimmy, do you remember when I used to work for 808 DJs? When, because my people would complain a lot, right? And they would be like, oh man, not another event. I'm like, bro, until you've done like 30 events a month, I don't think you should complain. My DJs would complain a lot. Was it 30, Kimmy, or 29, something? I had an event every single day. I got sick so bad that month as soon as it was done. It was 28. Yeah, I think it was 28, right? I had only like 2 or 3 days break. And my goodness, I got so sick that month. No one's supposed to work that long. But it was like 2 days off. And my voice for the rest of the events was like this. It was like, welcome, everyone. Good to see every single one of you. My Japanese side came out. Hi, very good. Nice to meet every single. My voice was so raspy and low because of 28 gigs that I told myself I would never do it again. And then literally the next month was like 10 events, I think. But that was my worst ever time as a professional MC. I couldn't stand it. I remember that time like it was yesterday. I was like, what am I thinking? And I just remember sitting at every wedding after I wanted to die. I'm not gonna lie, Amino. I wanted so bad. I was just like, bruh, just like someone just put my misery out. And after every announcement, Give it up for your bride and groom of 2000, whatever, da 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 da. And then I'll walk to the back, and I would sit in the corner. And all the caterers, I remember those moments because I remember the caterers like it was yesterday. These were some of the most amazing caterers that I've ever seen. And the caterers like, I don't know how you're doing it, cool, that we got you. So the caterers took care of me at all those events, at least all the Hyatt events, because I had a lot done at the Hyatt. And all the Hyatt Regency people they took care of me. I love those people with a passion. I'm not gonna lie, I miss those people. I don't see them anymore because they all retired, or the pandemic got a lot of people to get fired. But those people are like my heroes, because they would check on me. They were like, bro, you need some water, bro. I could hear your voice. Here's some lemons. They would sneak in some lemons to me. Arthur, thank you for the hydrate. They would sneak in some lemons. Good evening, bow ties. I don't know how people even afford receptions. Not just any reception, Gwen. Hawaii receptions. Do you know what the minimum for a wedding in Hawaii is, Gwen? Minimum. I'm about to blow your mind. You ready? Minimum. Okay? Ready? At that kind of venue that I'm at, $30,000 minimum. That's minimum, chat. That wedding that I did this past Saturday was probably closer to 100 grand, probably 70 grand, because that hotel already in and of itself per person was like, was it 200 per person? I don't remember, it's 200 or 150, and they had like about 200 people, so that was 4 grand just for food, right? So it's 4 grand just for food, about 4 or 5 grand just for flowers. They had a same day edit with a videographer. That guy was probably between 7 to 10 grand. Then you got to pay for what was it? All the decorations that like chair covers and all of that. Those are anywhere between 4 to 5 grand. Were any of them looking for an Aussie wife? Probably, Taya. There was a lot of like very distinguished people at that wedding. At that wedding, you had like physicists, engineers, Hollywood writers, Hollywood directors. There were some pretty bougie people at that wedding. There were some architects. There were some doctors. There was a couple of nurses over there. That was a bougie wedding. That guy has some really, really distinguished friends. And then the girl's family, like one of her sisters was actually in Hollywood. I had to look her up. I was like, oh yeah, she does have her own IMDb page. She was actually in Hollywood in a couple of TV shows. Gwen's looking for a sugar daddy. I told Taya how to get a sugar daddy, and as long as she listens. There was this white guy who reached out to Taya with 2 first names. Chat, you are missing out. If a white guy with 2 first names reaches out, bro, that's your ticket to success. Let me tell y'all, man, that is your ticket to success. Do not lose out. A white guy with 2 first names, it's over. That guy is rich. Imagine John Smith. You got to get with Pocahontas. That's 2 first names, John and Smith. That guy took over a whole land. I want a sugar daddy that doesn't want sugar. Can we get W's in the chat for Rissy with another 5 gifted? Can we get, thank you, Rissy. I appreciate you so much. W Rissy. Let me show Rissy's picture again. Rissy would be over here. It's like I want a sugar daddy without any sugar. Chat, let me tell you something really, really funny that I had reached out to me. There's our little Rissy over there. Let me tell you something that was so funny, chat. I had an opportunity, right? And this is a story I tell this community now, especially the new members of this community, because you guys never got to hear this story. But the OG members heard this story. I had an opportunity, chat, but I couldn't do it. I can't sacrifice my dignity as much as I think about it. There's this random person. It made my day. It was funny as hell. This random person reached out in my DMs and they said, I am very rich, or like the way they said it. How did they say it? They said, I'm super, super rich, or financially, what's the word they said? I'm very financially savvy, or I don't remember what the term was, but they said, I could take care of you for the rest of your life. if only and only you here and there send me feet pics. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That made me laugh so hard. And I said, yo, as much as I appreciate the gesture and as much as you would be willing to take, they say once in a while. They didn't even say every day. They say once in a while, could you send us some feet pics? Or send me some feet pics. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't do it. And then chat, our OG chat was like, what did OG chat say? Dip, you're so stupid. Why don't you just send fake pictures? I was like, I can't do that. That's also like not honorable of me for like, I'll be like, yo, chat, anybody got feet pics here? I'll split with you. Imagine chat, I just told chat, yo, chat, any of y'all, you know, want to split? Want to go halfsies on this? If you guys send me some pictures of you so I could like, you know, I'm not going to do that, bro. Your cam is a little off. It is, Kimmy. I did it on purpose because I wanted everyone to see the cool. I mean, I could make it wider over here. Bear with me. I could make it wider. Taya with another 10 gifted. Chat, you guys have no idea how much y'all helped me get to do this full time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you received a sub from Rissy, or you received a sub from Taya, can you thank them real quick, please? Here's our Queensland, Australia, who's looking for a sugar daddy. There she is. I've been trying to find the feet people who pay for pics. I can't lie. I don't know. They have to reach out to you randomly, Gwen. Gwen, so I guess the secret is keep releasing videos of you playing Arc Raiders, and one day they might ask you. It was so random. If they pay for a pedicure too, yeah. I don't know what they meant by that, but I'm almost guaranteed that I didn't have to worry about rent anymore. Pretty sure I wouldn't have to worry about anything, but I was like, I don't know, man. I can't do that. I have like, what do you call it? Morals? Is that what they call it? I don't know. Even if it's feet, chat, I just can't do it, man. I wouldn't feel right. They're like, take my feet, let's go. I can't do it, man. I didn't even question it. I was like, yo, as much as this is a great gesture, and they're so smart. Chat, whoever did it, they reached out at a time where we had, like, I was struggling. I mean, it's still a struggle because this is where we're at as streamers. All right, this is how we're surviving as streamers. Some of us are like here. I'm like probably like right here. Like, I can breathe a little bit. Like, I'm probably right here as a streamer because I'm blessed because of this community, right? But there are streamers during that time, chat, when they asked me, I was like here. And they knew it. I just know they knew it. I just know they knew it because the way they were like, I could legitimately, and I bet you a lot of the people who do OF and do all those other pages probably eventually fall for it and say, okay, fine, I'll do it. But they reached out at a time where I was like here. And I was just like, no question. I'm like, nah, I don't give a damn, bro. I don't know how hard or how long this journey is going to take to try to get to where I need to at least make a sustainable living. But I'm not going to do that. No, thank you. I appreciate the kind gesture, but no. It's almost 2 a.m. for me. Bow Ties, thank you for being here. If you got to be up in 4 hours, go to sleep, please. Go to sleep, guys. Thank you so much for even stopping by. It really, truly means the world to me, Bow Ties. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Chat, are the ads that are showing up, are they like 1 minute? I finally checked last night and my ads still have been 3 minutes. I thought it was changed to 1. But have the ads been 1 minute? Can someone tell me? Mel's like, this is my ASMR. I was going to do a late night stream, chat, but I am so burnt. I have to catch up on all my energy back after this past weekend. So I'm going to just chill for probably the next couple of days. You're working all night, Oos says, till 2:48. Wait, Oos, are you here in Hawaii? Rissy with another 100 biddies. Can we get W's in the chat for Rissy? Thank you, Rissy. I like that. You know, I think I almost wonder, chat, this is what I got to do. Remind me. Oh, no, that's not how I'm going to do it. Never mind. Forget it. I've only got one more night at work, then I'm off. You're off 7? Bro, you deserve it, Jalen. You've been working way too damn hard. Imagine, Jalen, I only did one 14-hour shift and I'm burnt. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. I can't be Jalen, dude. Or anybody who does 12 to 14-hour shifts. I can't be y'all. I give y'all props. All the props in the world to y'all. That's why you'll never see me complain about my job or what I do for a living. You'll never see it. Because the things that these people do. Yeah, it's 25 to get a song, JB. I work 20 days on 10. Bro, what? 20. What do you do for a living, Oosblank? 20 days on 10 off of 12-hour shit? I don't know how y'all do it, Oosblack. I can't, man. Could never be me. I worked the chat. I made sure that I ran a business because I couldn't do what you guys are doing. I used to work a typical 9 to 5 as a financial advisor. Chat, I hated my life. I don't know how y'all did it. So I made sure. I was like, you know what? I hate my life so much. I'm gonna finally jump into the real world and not make a living. So I'd rather not make a living and do what I love than make a living being miserable. Am I saying that correctly, chat? I'd rather not make a living but love what I do than make a living and be miserable. I can't be miserable, dude. I don't know what it is about me, but I can't do it. I can't do a typical 9 to 5. I cannot, chat. So that's why I always give y'all props. Anybody who does like a typical 9 to 5, couldn't be me, man. I can't do it. You got a job you love. I can't do it, chat, because I would hate the people around me. I would hate the people coming. I'd probably be a miserable, like a Mr. Scrooge. I don't know. I see why some people are Mr. Scrooges. Because I worked a 9 to 5 as a financial advisor. Nah. I did it for 3 years. So I can't. Actually, the one before that, I did it for like 2 years. And then the financial advising job I got after was 3 years. I was like, hell no. Put them feet in some pretty places and take some pics while they're Gwen, then do a sneak peek on your talk. Don't do it, Gwen. You're going to get banned. A sneak peek. Yo, Gwen, can I tell you a story of how I got banned on the side channel? I made a joke about feet pics. Boom. It's permanently banned. Don't even make jokes about it, Gwen. On TikTok, while you're live, don't even make jokes. TikTok don't take it lightly. My side channel, you know the Cool Dip TTV channel? I cannot go there live anymore. For those of you who don't believe me, here, let me show you. Can you guys see this screen, chat? You guys can see this screen? You guys can see this, right? Right? No, watch when I press the live button. Okay, so this is the post channel. All right, now watch when I press the live button. Look at that line. Look at that thing at the top. This was like 3 years ago making a joke about feet pics. And the sign goes, you'll no longer be able to go live and join as a guest due to violations. It was only one violation. Due to violations. Violation reason. Body exposure and sexualized behaviors. And it was all because I made a joke. Body exposure? I didn't even show anything. I made a joke about feet pics. It was a joke. And that's forever. Permanent. Crazy, yeah? And that was supposed to be my side channel. So if you notice, I have a side of a side of a side, right? That was my side Cool Dip TTV. So I couldn't go live there anymore. I only have Cool Dip Gaming now. They're like, that's crazy. There's always Twitter. How dare you show them toes figuratively? That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. That was kind of... For me, chat, that was... Hold on, let me move this around. I don't like my shirts anymore. My shirts are too damn big. Hold on. I'm a little bit to the side, like Kimmy says. Let me fix this chat while we're still live. Because if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do it. How dare I show them figuratively? You know what I mean? No, not that. Where is it? Would I find it under here? No, that's vertical sources. Where's the source? Okay, I just got to make this wider, I guess. Maybe I move you guys to the left while I do this. I guess that's good. How's that, chat? It's like a little bit off center, but it's not too bad. Chat's gonna send you new shirts. No, chat, don't send it to me. I gotta get mine custom tailored. Don't send me shirts. Chat, I'm totally fine. I'm very specific when it comes to my Aloha shirts. I don't understand TikTok. I've seen people doing, and they still have an account. Gwen said, that's crazy. What the hell is on your FYP, Gwen? What the hell is on your FYP, Gwen? That has never been on my FYP. What the hell is Gwen doing on her FYP? Okay, let me do this one off to the side. She's like, don't worry about my FYP. What the hell, Gwen? Oh, Gwen. Gwen's got a bunch of black guys shaking it all over the place on her FYP. Hold on, let me do this. Wait, Marie says she's seen worse as well? What the hell do you guys have on your FYPs? Every time someone says I've seen worse, I have no clue what this worse is. There are like some weird ads that pop up for me sometimes, like because someone's like what do you call it? Like advertising their I was about to say the word. Their vibrations. You guys know what I'm talking about? It's like a back massager, but they're trying to advertise it a different way. So I've seen stuff like that where like they say stuff like that as a joke, but it's like a back massager. Listen, I like everyone. Gwen says, Gwen, that's crazy. Gwen, strange things happening on TikTok. A female manager, Julianne says, what is that? Ah, yes, the Bach. Did I just call it the Bach? The Bach massager. Yes, the Bach massager. And then they'd be advertising it as something different. Like two dudes just trolling. Those guys make me laugh because a lot of trollish content pops up on my page. And there's these two dudes that are so trollish. Like they're very like over centralized with what they're selling. But it cracks me up, bro. It's so damn funny. It's like, Mom, pick me up. I don't know how everyone has such weird FYPs. Baked says, yeah, I don't know what our community is. Freaks. We just got a bunch of freaks out here. Freaky deaky people out here. Hearing me talk IRL is crazy. Chat, I had to re-clear this. My FYP had a man having beef with a stalk of celery and a cup of coffee today. I don't know where that brick came from. Probably Gwen's FYP. Are you talking about the Scoozy guys? I don't know who they are. It's two white boys, Michaelin, but they crack me up. And I think they make good money on TikTok Shop. But they just be selling, like, overselling, like supposed to be a back massager. And one of them will put it on the other person's butt. And they're so stupid, bro. And you'll be like, oh. And then that's how they open up their videos. And then, you ever thought about why? And then, bro, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. Those videos crack me up, but it makes me laugh so hard. Those videos, like with the two dudes, bruh, they probably making a lot of money, though. Because if you think about it, and it's like, a lot of it is like 1 million views, 2 million views. You're not only getting paid by TikTok Shop, you're also getting paid by the creator program. And I'm like, bro, these guys are probably making bank. But it's so funny, bro. Those two dudes crack me. I don't know their names. They occasionally pop up on mine. The guys I watch are selling zines, and they call them in the sidewalk and talk in unison. It's pretty cool. What's a zine? The planking until failure videos are interesting to say the least, TSAs. The planking videos? Our conversations on here crack me up so much, Nacho. Yeah, chat's a bunch of freaky people. My FYP is full of books, anime, Disney, and cruises. What's mine? Mine's Disney. I don't have any anime, Jalen. Disney, motivational stuff. You know what? I want to swipe now because I'm not sure. Let's swipe, chat. Let's listen to our FYP while we swipe. Last time I showed chat my FYP, I was like, chat, let me show you my FYP. Because chat was like, bruh. All right, here we go, chat. All right, I'm gonna. You guys are gonna hear it out loud with me. Okay. Oh, this guy is funny, chat. I love this guy. You guys know who this guy is? I'm American. Chat, this guy is on my FYP. I'm American. You guys know who this is? This guy is? You guys know this guy? Where he's like, I'm American. But all you hear is him walking in public. And his shoes are very loud, like. And he just tells everybody, I'm American. I'm American. But he's like African. And then he'll walk in front of everybody, like a whole crowd of people, and he goes, sorry, I'm American. And he just walks through, bruh. It's just, that's his common line. I'm American. Okay, so that's the first guy that pops up. Let's see. Smack goes on. Fortnite. Michael Jackson. Bruno Mars. Actually, this is Bruno Mars. So performers. Hawaii. Coconut. Can you tell I'm Polynesian?
If I told you TikTok creator search insights...
Nobody cares. So those people, right? Those people who like give you TikTok creator search insight stuff. And then wholesome stuff like this. When your dog licks you. Right? When your dog licks your skin, most people think it's just a kiss. But it's not. It's something far more complex than affection. Biologically, your dog is scanning you. His tongue works like an extremely precise chemical sensor. Your skin carries salts, scents, and invisible traces of your day. But there's an even deeper layer. Licking is an ancestral behavior. His mother did this to calm, clean, and protect him. When he licks you, the message is clear. You are my family. Your dog also detects change in your emotional state. Stress alters bodies. Okay, I'm not trying to cry here, chat. These are the kind of videos. And then there's this guy who makes people look like... Right? There's the caricature dude. He's on my FYP a lot. He's here in Hawaii. He like overdraws people or points out their insecurities. My screen's getting blurry. Yeah, Jess, I had to stop. I love him. Yeah, so that guy is on my FYP all the time. Forsaken. Some random Asian guy. I don't know what he's doing. So that's basically my FYP. My FYP is either weird, Disney. I'm surprised no Disney stuff popped up. Performers, TikTok search insights. Maybe it's just the time. I haven't gotten that much lives in a while. Chantelli's like, he's got the energy I need. Yeah, and then some really, really trollish, weird people. Like, notice how that Asian guy is, like, over the top. Like, I have some really trollish, weird people on my FYP. I once had a guy who covered himself in soap every day. He was like a marshmallow. And for his FYP, if you gifted him, slowly the soap would come off. It was so stupid. But then when the soap would come off, he would show, like, a little bit of nipple as a funny... Bruh, that dude cracked me up, bro. It was funny, chat. It wasn't that sus. It was funny. What are you watching, Dip? That marshmallow guy doesn't show up anymore. There was a marshmallow guy. You guys, I think, chat, if you've seen him, you've seen him. As freaky as my FYP is, I sure get nothing, Gwen says. I don't know why your FYP is so freaky, chat. There's a guy who puts food over himself. No, mine was putting soap. Yeah, he probably got banned. But that marshmallow guy... always cracked me up, dude. Cool Dip was gifting Galaxy 600 times a minute. Just trying to tell you, it cracked me up because, and I don't know what his line was, but he'd be like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like he'd make random sounds like if someone gifted something, and he'd be like, ooh, and then out of nowhere, he'd go up to the camera, whoop, and then he'd show like a little bit of nipple, and then he'd go back down. And then he would go, then he would take the soap and cover himself again. Bruh, it was so stupid. But my goodness, was it effective. Because that dude had 2,000 to 3,000 people watching him all at once. That dude was so effective. Ooh. Why don't you ever do that? Cheyenne, never. You guys know me. I'm never going to chat. What the hell? Imagine one stream I come in covered in soap. Ooh. I think it's my turn, chat. I think it's my turn. I think because he got banned, it's my turn to bring it back. I always get those people that run up. Oh, I miss those people, Chantelli. They don't show up. The people who run, like, each gift is on each part of the mountain. There were 2 Asian people who would run up the mountain, and I don't see them anymore. They don't pop up in my FIP anymore. I will send 20 galaxies. Ooh. What have I stumbled upon tonight? Yo, Wazi, I'm telling the community how much I miss this one marshmallow guy. He doesn't show up on my FIP, and I think McKellen's right. I think he got banned. And I don't know. I miss that dude. In the middle of the night, he used to make me laugh. Like I said, a comedian needs to laugh, right? Even comedians want to laugh, you know what I mean? So, like, I would, like, watch some random weird stuff, over-the-top stuff. And that guy, man, he used to make me laugh. Now I watch, there's a Kermit the Frog that dances on a pole. He's, it's a Kermit the Frog puppet. I don't know if you guys know who I'm talking about. I sometimes see him, and he sometimes makes me laugh. It's like a Kermit the Frog puppet, and he's playing, like, sensual music, like... and he's coming down a pole, you know? Bro, that Kermit the Frog... I found that Kermit as well. The one who's depressed and he drinks. That's the same Kermit, Cheyenne. Cheyenne, that's the Kermit I'm talking about. He's depressed and he drinks, right? And so that Kermit is so funny because if you gift him, he's happy. All of a sudden, he's happy. Is it? Yeah, so I'm in that live watching it with you, Cheyenne. So I've gifted some stuff to make him happy because that Kermit cracks me up. And then I think the moral of the story is he broke up with Miss Piggy, right? So he's super depressed, super sad. And then he's in bed, right? It's a puppet. He's in bed with Miss Piggy. It's a picture of Miss Piggy, I think, and it's Miss Piggy with someone else or whatever. It's so funny, dude. And it's Miss Piggy with someone else. And, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. He starts crying or he starts sad. And then out of nowhere, someone will gift a galaxy. And then some song comes on. And then Kermit all of a sudden wakes up. And Kermit's like so happy, you know? Then he starts like... Bro, it's so stupid, bro. Chat, okay, that was awkward. That was awkward because I was doing something. Hold on, let me try this. I was doing something without any sound. Let me try this again. And then a song comes on and he's sad, depressed. Then Galaxy comes in. Song comes on. And he looks at the camera. I forgot that I'm live on the YT. I gotta stop doing that. YT probably flagged my live again. Bruh. They're like, it's silent Zumba all over again. YT flagged. Like, oh, we finna get a show. Cool, I got a question for you. You've been fairly good at giving advice, so I'm wondering what your opinions is about it. What is that, Mac? Hi, Silent Speak. How are you? Anyways, that Kermit doesn't pop up as much, but he does pop up here and there. I think that Kermit also stopped doing streams. You've come in on the Mr. Lonely song? He is so funny. That frog, chat, I'm not gonna lie. That frog cracks me up, man. Whoever does the puppet for that guy is really good. My FYP is a potato. I wonder who that is, Tekka. I don't know who this potato guy you're talking about is. I have no clue what we're talking about. Which potato guy is this? I see a peanut on my FYP. I can't believe it's already 10 o'clock. I am so tired. I haven't eaten yet. It's been the pregnant potato. It's been, the last time I ate was like 12 o'clock a.m. the day before. Okay, hold on. Let me bring this up. So my dad passed. We weren't close, but I'm so next of kin, meaning I'm fully responsible for him, but he also wasn't found for two. Whoa. Okay, so. Wait, he hasn't found. Wait, so someone's hiding him? Sending my condolences. I mean, even though you weren't close, he's still your father. A lot of the times, like when you, they're like, whoa, a peanut. a lot of the times when it comes down to it, chat, even if you weren't close, man, sending condolences, because at the end of the day, you learned a lot of stuff from dad. And mostly you learn stuff from your parents by watching, right? It was never through words, it was by watching. So a lot of your mannerisms are from mom and dad. I'm doing good, thanks. Silent Speak says, glad you're doing good. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. The potato and his side chips, Amino says. Yeah, sorry for your loss, Mac. What's the advice you need me? What's the advice you need for though? What's the advice you need at this point? Let's get straight to the advice and not go further down this hole of trying to think of what happened and what's the advice you need, Mac? I don't know how to approach having a dead parent and being solely responsible for him. I don't know either. Like, my recommendation, I guess, like, approaching in what sense? Having and being solely responsible, like, responsible. So he's passed. What would you be responsible for? Like, handling his affairs is what you're talking about? Hi, Fire Gamer. Like, handling his affairs? Maybe Mina is... Wait, so you're the Mina. I think my first recommendation, if you're going to handle the legal measure, is one of two things you got to hire first, Mac. Always hire an estate planner, right? Estate planner, always hire a lawyer and a financial guy. Anytime you come upon people with money or you come upon people, two things you should always hire. A lawyer. Now, if you get a one of two, I know of an estate planner like at my gym that I play basketball with all the time, and I always make a joke. Hey, if I ever come upon money, you'll be my guy. I see him like, yeah, cool, whatever. So an estate planner is probably the most important thing you should look up. And I don't know how you would find one. I think you would want to try to have a relationship or talk to them. I think you and then after all, at the end of the day, chat, if you're gonna like try to like handle the emotion side of it, please seek a therapist. I'm always going to teach this community. I'm not your therapist. I'm not your pastor. I'm not any of that. Please do seek a therapist, chat, if you do get a chance. Because when I handled my dad's loss, I handled it a completely different way. And how I handle it, how you handle it, chat, are going to be two different things. I can only give you recommendations of what I did when I lost my dad. But my dad, I had a personal relationship, right? And for me, it's different. Like the way I handle it versus what most people do to handle it. Please don't hesitate to come. And for anybody who's going through it, please don't hesitate to come in on Wednesdays to ask for advice. If we're there, I'd be more than happy to help you. But for my recommendation, chat, in the meantime, please seek a therapist to help navigate you through all of these that you're going through. Seek a therapist. Seek a financial advisor. The most important thing I will always tell people is always look for professional help. I can't be your professional help. Right? I don't know anything of what it takes to become a advisor in all these areas. So my recommendation always, chat, please go seek a therapist. There are therapists out there that have like, therapy has truly saved my life. Yeah. And I think most people avoid therapy for some reason. But therapy is the first place to start. That's always the first place to start. Now, how to seek a therapist and how to find one, I don't know. I haven't sought one yet. Sure. What's up, Hala? I haven't sought one yet. I don't know. You might have to just call up people and find out for yourself. Hi, Firestaff. That's a good one, Puns. I like that. Reach out to family and friends as well, if you have any. If you have family and friends, if not, like, seeking a therapist is the first step. Yeah. And RIP to your family. Anybody who's lost a loved one, anybody out there, sending you nothing but love. Saf, I can't help you if you're still in jail. Chat, it's time to talk to Saf. It's like, welcome back from jail. Yeah, seek a therapist, chat. That's all I'm going to say, okay? That's all I'm going to say. And on Wisdom Wednesdays, it depends, chat. For those of you, if you're struggling and going through stuff, I can't help you navigate because there's 100 other people in here who are also going through stuff, who are also navigating their feelings. My recommendation is you should seek a therapy yourself. Group hug, everybody. But come Wednesdays, it depends. Wednesdays are the only days, chat. Thank you, Mac. I appreciate you so much for subbing. Or whoever gifted that to Mac. Who gifted that? Hold on. Rissy, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Can we get W's in the chat for Rissy? Where is Rissy? Rissy is on this page. Bam. She should pop up now. Thank you, Rissy. Chat, so my recommendation, please, if you're ever like navigating through stuff, if you're ever navigating through stuff and you need like help navigating, please join our Wisdom Wednesdays. That's the only time I talk about like whatever it is. And there's usually a story from this community that I'll share. I haven't shared any stories recently, right? We had Taya who overcame, and these are all positive stories, chat. There might be some trauma there, but I don't try to pull or push anybody's trauma on anybody else because everybody here is going through stuff, right? That's why we live in a world where everything's so negative that we come here for a safe space, right? And so for Wednesday, if you're ever struggling with whatever you're going through, that specific Wednesday, please join us on Wednesdays if you're trying to navigate through stuff. On the rest of the days, I'm usually trying to tell people, every day, I'm going to always recommend chat a therapist because I will never be your therapist. I am not your pastor. I'm not your, what is it? I'm none of these, chat. I'm not the right person you should always seek advice for. But please seek a therapist. Please seek a pastor for guidance on the spiritual side. Seek a financial advisor when it comes to money. Seek a, what is it? What else? Seek a real estate or realtor for house. Seek a real estate planner for real estate. You know what I mean? Those are all the things. And you can just look up in your area. My recommendation is I use Yelp. I don't know if Yelp is a good thing for like all that other stuff. But because like you can almost trust like my highest rated area like is Yelp. And so I think if you're going to search for something, search Yelp. I don't know. That's what I use. I don't know what people use. Am I the only one who doesn't like calling hours funerals? Like I'd rather just not. I never go to those things because I'll start crying if I say, wait, you never go to funerals? Gwen? I'm at every single funeral, like, or at least my family, there's a lot that has happened. I think I've been to like 2 or 3 funerals in the last 2 or 3 months or so. But it does make me sad. Shifty1 says there's a group for people dealing with family or close friends who have mental issues going on called NAMI. I used to go to a weekly group. Yo, W Shifty. Thank you guys so much for it. See, this is the greatest thing about community. There's also group sessions, I guess. I don't know if those are free. I don't have any around my area. When I processed Lost Chat, I did it alone, which I wouldn't recommend it to anybody else. It's, you kind of dig yourself a hole. I think going to a group that can actually help. I go because I need closure mostly. Professionals are professionals for a reason. All Cool and us can do is give insight. Yeah. That's why I usually recommend chat. Please go seek a therapist and all of that. I can't help you there. I wish I could. I can only help you navigate on Wednesdays. Chat, a reminder on Wednesdays. If I'm ever going through it, please come on Wednesday and I'll help you. If I'm ever talking about that specific topic, I'll help you. Because I used to try to be a therapist on this channel, but it would take out a lot out of me and a lot out of the community. I used to help everybody, and I realized I can't help everybody. I used to be so helpful, and I just remember once a Wednesday, I used to, and I would warn people in advance, right? I would tell them, hey, I'm not a therapist, but this is what I did in this situation. This is what I did in this situation. And I would try to help, and it would take out a lot out of me and a lot out of people, and it would take me out, and I can't stream for the rest of the week, right? Or the rest. I'm an empath. So for those of you who don't understand, as an empath, I take on people's burdens, and I've learned over time to create boundaries and barriers for myself because there's other people here that I have to impact and inspire. So I always will tell people, like, super simply, if you're going through something, please seek a therapist, please seek a pastor, please seek this, and that's all I can do. You know what I mean? And for anybody, there's a suicide hotline as well for anybody who's also thinking about stuff, and that's the best I can do, man. It might sound selfish, but don't ask me ever to set up a funeral. I don't have the mental capacity to have a billion people touching me and talking to me. Like, if something were to happen to my kids, would just immediately cremate them and keep them to myself. So you would do it privately. Chantelli says, we just had my grandpa's funeral. He passed at the ripe age of 106. Wow, he was old. Chantelli, sending you nothing but love, but that's amazing. He lived a good life. 106? Hi, NSFP. I think your grandpa might be the oldest guy I've ever met. I appreciate it. I'm not in a horrible mental space. Just need advice for first steps. Yeah, I always recommend seeking like those people. I don't know how to start seeking them, but I think the best thing for me would be Yelp. Chat, how do you guys how'd you seek your first therapist, chat? That's actually a better question to ask the community. Chat, how'd you seek your first therapist? For those of you out there who are in therapy, how did you seek your first therapist? Because I would look up on Yelp. I have a realtor, chat, I have a realtor friend who like recommended me a therapist one time that helped him with his trauma. And that's how I knew. I Googled therapists in my area. Yo, but how do you know they were the right ones? Leslie, how'd you even know that was the right one? I Googled. Okay, so let me ask Leslie, real quick. Leslie, was that a good therapist, though? Was that a good therapist? Oh, you just looked at reviews. Was that a good therapist, though? You Googled it, you looked at the reviews. Was that a good one, though? My doctor recommended. Leslie, you could have been stolen. That's what I'm saying. How do you... No, she wasn't. See, kid. So don't trust Leslie. Sounds like that therapist wasn't good at all. I was connected through my occupational therapist after my accident at work. That's actually good. Chat, I don't know. Dr. Google to the rescue. Google can't always be right. So I see why Mac is trying to seek this, right? Because I don't trust Google either. But I feel like a friend of a friend of a friend would know. Like there should be a friend out there that would know. And if you've isolated a lot of people from you in this moment, I would just say Google it, I guess. But like, I do a lot of weddings, and usually people would recommend, like they'll tell me their stories and they'll tell me about what they did. Ooh, doctor, that's a good one, Shifty one. I never thought about that. You can ask your doctor and they can give you a list of names. That is smart. You know, Shifty, I haven't seen a doctor though. Never mind. That wouldn't work for me. If you have a doctor, Mac, that's another one. I don't have a doctor. They also can find you ones that are covered by insurance because it costly like $160 or more a session. Living Curse says I don't like my therapist anymore. He wants me to socialize. That's a good therapist. They're trying to tell you something, Living Cursed. Get doctor on demand. I love it, chat. See, this is why it's nice to have a community. I love all the answers you guys are giving. I've reached out to a lot of people and no one knew where to start so I thought Cool lost his father, so it's a chance. Nah, I dealt mine by myself, Mac. I dealt with the loss of my father by myself. And for me, Mac, it wasn't usually by myself, it was with God. So mine is always going to be different. Mine is with God. I sought God. That's who I always seek. In moments where I'm alone and feel lonely and I can't rely on family and friends, I sought God. And not a lot of people will take, some people will take that with a grain of salt or take with it like for whatever it is. But for me, I sought God. Because there were times when Kimmy was asleep and I can't console with Kimmy. Then I had friends who I couldn't turn to. I was by myself, during those times. But you know who was with me every single time? God was. So yeah, if you can't find anybody else, I think sitting in silence sometimes with your thoughts, talking to God, asking for help. He might be like, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while, but God always listens. I almost debated hanging up flyers. Therapy needed to take a tab. Then I found one through OT. Hanging up? God is good, man. I'm not gonna lie. Everything that I've been through, everything I am, everything I will become, man, is because of God. Yeah, so for me, I sought God, man. I've been through so many stuff in my life that this chat is not aware of that I would never ever share, and there are things that I still go through on a daily basis because I would never want to bring chat down. But when the time comes, chat, I'll tell you. But God is good, man. God is so good. I might be a stranger miles away, but my inbox, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate this community always saying that they're there for me, chat. But hear me out. If I can't handle this situation alone, for me, seeking God and whatnot, then what makes me think that I could that you can handle it for me, right, chat? So for me, maybe it's the way my dad brought me up. I think that's why I don't ever turn to a lot of the people that I need to turn to when I need help. Because when I need help, chat, you guys know this about me. There was a time when I didn't make any income for like a whole 3 years in this community, and I never turned to this community once. Right? It's like, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you know. You don't know. Even Native was upset at me one time going 4 months without making income. But you would never know, chat, because I can't. That's not who I am as a person. Maybe it's the way my dad brought me up. Is maybe I handle a lot of the stuff privately. But to anybody, all of this just to say that I give all the props to people like Mac and to other people out here who are seeking for help, because you guys are much more powerful than I will ever be. I'm the same way. It's the way we was raised. Yeah, JB, I could never, JB, like, it requires a lot of cojones to reach out. You know what I mean? For me, I couldn't. And so there are some people privately in our guys rooms too who are reaching out for help and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I give you guys props, because I can't. I suffer through everything alone. I suffer through everything alone. But chat, hear me out. I don't think I'm alone every time I say that. I say it as a joke because I laugh. I laugh about it. But I don't ever suffer alone, chat. I suffer while God is there. He like understands my suffering more than anybody will ever in this lifetime. Chat, I don't think anybody, and I don't mean to get religious to people who aren't religious, but I don't think anybody knows your struggle more than God does. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. No one knows it more than God does. Hi, Kama. There's an important lesson for everyone. No one can do it all alone. Yeah, no. That's why I had God in my whole life. And there's no right way to pray, right? If this is your first time trying to seek God and you're trying to figure out because you're stuck in your life and you don't know where to go, something as simple as, God, please help me. I don't know what I'm doing. Just a simple line like that. Trust me when I say this. It'll come when you least expect it. Yeah, that's what I do. Just speak your mind, your heart. Yeah, for me, I have a relationship, right? I talk to this community about having a relationship with the man above. There's a relationship that you got to build. The same relationship you have with the people here in this chat. Same relationship you have with your family members in person. The relationship you have with your friends. I always usually tell people, and one of the biggest things I usually tell people is, in order to build a relationship with anybody in general, you got to spend time with them, right? You got to spend time. And so if you don't spend enough time with God and you want to get closer, just something as simple as, Lord, help me. I can't see you. I can't find you. Right now, I need you more than ever. Can you please help me? And you're going to cry. You're going to do all of that. And then eventually you'll show him. He'll show himself when you least expect it. Back when I lost my mom, I did not ask for any help. I returned back to school the next day and made it as normal as possible. But now as an adult, it all hit me. You're just like me. I did the same, Marissa. I handled my grief the worst. I just went straight to emceeing a gig that weekend. And I remember seeing the father-daughter dance, and I bawled, bro. I bawled, and I came out in the front, and I think people could tell. I was the way I like came back out and I bawled. I didn't handle grief the right way. And so for me, I think because I never handled grief the right way, it still shows up random times. But there are people in here who said that they've never they handled their grief correctly, and they said it'll never change. Grief will always be there. So I think I still handled it my way, the right way. But if you guys ever notice me talking about my dad sometimes, or I talk about certain stuff, I just bawl randomly on stream. And it's because I never handled it properly, you know? I ran away into work trying to handle all of that, right? And it just makes a random appearance sometimes in the middle of stream. Ever since I lost my grandfather, I can't enter a church without crying. I'm sorry to hear that, living cursed. But hear me out. Either you will find God again, or he'll find you, living cursed, as long as you continuously pursue God. If God sees your heart, God knows intentions. Awareness for men's mental health is very much not talked about. The stigma around, yeah, that's what I'm saying, Moonpai. That's why I'm proud of all the men, because for women, I give you guys props, it's really easy. For us men, we hide a lot. There's a lot of men in our chat as well who hide a lot, because there's a stigma like we got to be macho and all this stuff, and that's why we have a high suicide rate. That's why the men, that's how they turn. right? And you got like men who are like powerful men, like Robin Williams. You got that guy who's with Ellen DeGeneres, the guy who dances, right? He's so used to making other people happy, but like they really suffered alone, you know, which is not a good thing. So this is for the men out there who are suffering alone. Please know you can turn to, you know, community, turn to a therapist, turn to God, you know, and then come join our Wednesdays. Our Wednesdays is the best time. Wednesday, whatever we're talking about on Wednesday, that's where I usually help. Gwen says, the reason I'm not religious is because I didn't like the way they tried to force it on me. Gwen says, yeah, it happens. You probably were around the wrong people. That's part of life. You just were practicing the wrong kind of faith, right? I mean, hear me out, Gwen. And this is what I usually say when people think that Christianity is goody, and all of them. Think about it this way. There are people who call themselves religious and Christians who are also Pharisees. I don't know if you know anything about Pharisees in the Bible, but these were some of the most egotistical people ever in the world. They say they're practicing the art of being Jesus when their actions don't even match their words. I don't ever follow people who talk so much. I follow people who preach more than who walk more than they preach. I prefer people who walk the talk and not just people who talk the talk. So, Gwen, you were probably around people who loved preaching, but they were never about that life. They were probably good on the preaching side, but you think any of them walked it? I don't trust. That's why I always tell this community, don't ever trust people who tell you or talk to you or make you feel good, including myself. Start trusting people who like show actions, right? And that's why some of us are surrounded by people who, we're surrounded by misery, because we ourselves are miserable people, and we attract misery, right? And these people that we end up attracting, they'll say, hey, I'll change, promise. Next month, I'm not going to hit you. Promise, next month, I'm not going to do this. Promise, next day, I'm not going to do this. But they still hitting you. They still doing this stuff to you. You know what I mean? Trust people's actions more, man. I don't trust people who talk too much. Because there's so many people, even in current society, right now in the world leaders, so many people who are just doing this, man. And I don't believe in people who can't walk the walk. People will never know what we go through because we don't look like what we go through unless we tell them, and most of all because we don't play the victim card like others do. We just handle it, and reach out is a lot for us, and we don't want to be a burden to others. That's why we grew up. I think that's what it was too, 685. And it's a one of two streets, you know. It's definitely a two-way street at that point. But I totally understand. We do end up with our own trauma in 685. I totally feel you on that though, and we have a hard time reaching out to people. I have you in the background on my phone, and it paused as you were talking about surrounding yourself with people, and I was like, wow, troll. Oh, and it ended up pausing. Max says the last 6 months have been rough. I lost my grandpa and then lost my grandpa, and now it's my dad. Only because I'm the sole inheritor, this is different. Yeah, sending you nothing but love, Mac. Sending you nothing but love. Please go seek a therapist right away. I can't help everybody here navigate through all their emotions, but please, first thing you should do is call your doctor in the morning. Right? And for anybody who's going through it, please call your doctors. Shout out to the person who recommended the doctor thing. I never thought about it. I think that was Shifty One. Letting it out and crying is a way of dealing with or handling grief, by the way. Oh, is that the way, Shifty One? Yeah, that's probably what I do then. I'm handling grief like every single time randomly. I randomly cry on stream sometimes when I think about these moments. I wonder if actors in Hollywood do the same. I think it makes sense now. I think actors in Hollywood do the same when they're about to do a crazy scene, right? Like Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness, right? I wonder what he had to dig through all his traumas when he was doing that really powerful scene where he's crying, trying to make it in the real world, and he finally makes it. That scene is so powerful for me because I'm someone who's still trying to make whatever it is I'm trying to make it. I don't know where I'm trying to hit. I have no idea where end all be all or where the destination is, but that scene is powerful because he probably thinks about how hard he tried to become an actor and how he got denied so much and he finally made it, kind of thing. And it's really cool to see it all unfold. JB says, I feel that 100%. Grief never disappears. It's never ending because you had such a special relationship with whoever. Yeah, it never It is always there, bro. It never gets easier or leave. We just get used to carrying it. Yeah, that's probably what it is. My problem is when I'm going through something, I talk too much about it. Now, that's another thing you need to stop doing, right? And so there are people who talk too much about their situation or people who don't talk enough. There's a balance. I teach people this story, right? There are 100 different people in this chat who are probably going through a lot of stuff right now. And so I always teach people in this community to never be too high on yourself and to never be too low on yourself. If you are an oversharer, you have my problem, Gwen. I'm an oversharer sometimes, and that's wrong. You should never do that. One of two things. You don't ever want to pass... you don't realize this, but you end up passing your problems onto the next person. That's the first thing. And the second thing is you don't know who's listening with bad intentions. Right? So if you become an oversharer, right, I've learned with this community how much I should share less and less and less. Now, I still share versions of myself, but there are things that I'm not going to share with you, right? Like I tell you, I have something personal happening between the date of the 27th, right? There's something between the 27th and the 1st, right? And I'm still being personal about that. I'm not letting any of y'all know until all of it is done. But I try to teach this community so much to not be an oversharer in your life. And then don't like undershare because now you're going to need someone, right? You should always stay at the middle in life, right? This is why ego destroys people. And this is why depression destroys people. Be at the center of it. Okay? So the ego, when you're too high on yourself and over high and mighty or whatever, all that stuff, right? You think too highly of yourself or you're oversure and all this stuff, right? You gotta, don't stay up there. You gotta try to keep that balance here. The balance is where you need to be, right? In life. Thank you for the follows, Adelia. Living cursed. Wait, hold on. Mac had something before. I'm actually going to the doctor in the morning, or that's planned for the last month. Already. It's just good timing. That's perfect timing. Yeah, ask your doctor when you do go, Matt. This is what I'm dealing with. Is there anybody you recommend that you like? And don't say someone you recommend that's good, because doctors will always do this like, I feel like doctors will always do this like, oh, that's my business partner or whatever, and they'll recommend someone that they think is good. No, recommend someone you like. And then when you ask it that way, they'll probably say someone else. Then you ask, is that who you see? Right? Who do you see, doc? Right? What do the doctors see themselves, right? And if they're not seeing their friend or whatever, it's probably a conflict of interest or whatever, then I usually ask them, who do you like? Not who do you recommend, who do you like? Because they got to like them, right? Kind of thing. Yeah, they want to keep you in their network kind of thing, and then becomes business, and you don't know if what they're recommending is actually good. Mental health wards are also an option if needed. They saved my life. Oh, that's amazing, Living Cursed. That's awesome. That's a good one. Mental health wards. Beautiful. They recommend great ongoing help. Great. I'm so glad this community has been through it all because, you're very wise, cool. Thank you for your time and being here. No, I'm not, Chantelli. A lot of the things that I share, Chantelli, can I tell you guys something? And this is why I'm such a God-fearing person, because every advice you see come out of my mouth, I don't just spit stuff just to spit stuff. If you ever notice, if I don't know what to say in the moment, I'm not just gonna make up stuff. Right? I'm not just gonna say, oh yeah, you should do this, you should do that. If I don't know anything, I'll say, go seek a therapist, see a doctor. And then I'll still talk about the situation and whatnot. And whatever comes to me in that moment, I end up saying, is not of my own accord. I'm very, very close with God. So God will tell me what to say in these moments. I'm not wise at all. I like to give all my glory to the reason why I know a lot or know of things that I don't. Someone asked me the other day, how do you know what it's like being a parent? You were never even a parent in your life. God. I can't explain it to you. Just God. Seek God, man. Get closer with God. You'll start to see things in life easier. Yeah, it might be a gift of discernment. I don't know what that is, but God has blessed me with that. I spend a lot of time with God. I spend a lot of time with God. I promise I'm mentally stable. I could see it going down here mainly for the reason I do have to identify, and I don't believe it'll take decomposing. I want to get in front of it, Max says. Yeah. So definitely go seek. Call the doctor tomorrow, or when you see the doctor, ask him, and he should be able to help you. I started as just a shy lurker, but I really appreciate your streams, and I'm proud of you. Living, can I give you a round of applause real quick? I always have to give a round of applause for anybody who's been a lurker for years. Living Curse. What's funny is we've had people in this community who've watched this stream for like 3 years, and they finally get to talk, or people who've watched the stream for 2 years and they finally get to talk. It takes a lot to actually open up, and I just want to say I'm proud of you, Living Cursed. At the end of the day, proud of you for opening up. It's not easy, especially as an introvert. I'm glad you're finding your laughter again, though, so thank you. Thank you for the kind words, because these are the reasons that remind me why streaming is important, right? Like today, chat, I didn't want to stream, right? I didn't want to show up, and that comment right there is the reason why I showed up today. I started as just a shy lurker, but I really appreciate your streams. They give me a reason to get out of bed, and I'm finding my laughter again. So thank you to you and Kimmy. It's crazy. Living Curse, I just want to say thank you to God, right? Anytime you get out of this, I'm grateful, because today I didn't want to show up. I have to be honest, Living Cursed, I am so beat. I didn't want to show up, right? Especially because I also have to take on, I don't have to, right? Let me take this on. Let me say this real quick so that this chat is aware. One of the streamers told me the reason why he stopped streaming is he couldn't handle taking on everyone's burdens. And I don't know if that streamer is here, but if I do see you, I want to tell you something. That is a myth. You're not supposed to take on everyone's burdens, my friend. You're not God. You're not this person that people think you are. To that streamer, if you're watching this, and you can remain quiet, you don't have to say anything. It's because you choose to take on the burdens of other people, right? And so this is going to be a 1 and 3 part series. You don't have to answer everyone's questions. You don't have to answer everyone who's asking for an opinion. You don't have to answer everybody. You can just guide them and let them do their thing. All right? So for the streamers out here who think, because this is important, I say this right before I forget. Thank you to the sub, because I'm gonna end up forgetting. You have to set your boundaries with the viewers and the people watching, or else you'll end up having to feel burnt out. And so the streamer message, and I gotta message him back, because hold on, let me write this down, because he came to me for a reason, so I'm gonna message him directly. And I completely forgot to do this. And he told me why he got burnt out. 413. Thank you, God, for reminding me about this person, because I meant to reach out and I never reached out. Reach out to. Hold on, I can't say his name out loud. What was his name? I can't remember his name, but I see his face. I'll just say reach out to that streamer. I'll find his name later. Who got burnt out because of taking on people's problems. And I got something to tell him, that he doesn't have to do that. And the problem, right? And so it leads me back to what I was going to say, chat. It leads me back to what I'm going to say before I forget. For those of you who don't understand this, right? And this is very important you understand this. Reaching out to the streamer who got burnt out because of taking on people's problems. Okay, I lost my train of thought. There was something I was going to... Oh, the difference between being kind and being nice. Okay, so today, for those of you who finally made it to the Purple app, you never were on TikTok, right? I got to tell y'all something really important, because we're on the conversation of this, right? Stop being nice, right? And Marissa is grateful that we brought this up, because Marissa has an incident that happened earlier, whatever, private thing, that, and for whatever reason, the theme today was like, I had to teach people to stop being nice, be kind. And the reason why you should stop being nice is if I was a nice streamer like this guy right here is a nice streamer. He's a nice dude. He's really nice. Thank you, Ronnie, for subscribing for 2 months in a row. I really appreciate you. And this guy's a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. And the problem with being nice, chat, is if someone comes in randomly, they could deter your entire stream, right? And I feel like this guy is that guy. he'll probably sit down, play the game, and then because there's so many problems that come at him at once, right? There could be an evil person in the chat who like is constantly saying, you suck, you suck, you suck. And then there's probably a troll trying to dox the guy. And then on top of that, there's community members he's trying to help navigating feelings. And then there's another thing. There's multiple things all happening all at once in chat. And this guy told me, I saw it in the comment section, I forgot to remember. And he said, the reason why I stopped streaming, I'm stopping streaming forever. I don't know if he's stopping streaming forever, but he said I'm stopping is because I can't do it anymore. On top of the problems that I have to deal with, I have to help people navigate their problems. And I meant to reach out to him and tell him, bro, you're not a therapist. And it never came to me until today, right? And so it's important that you stop being nice, chat, because if you continue to not set boundaries and tell people, guys, this is not me. I am not your therapist. I'm not this. I'm not. If you don't set boundaries, chat, people will start to take advantage of you. If you're not firm and abrupt about where you stand on this, like, you can only help people so much, right? But if you don't say it out loud, people will randomly come and walk all over you. Before you know it, they walked you out of the streaming world. So instead of being nice, chat, practice the art of being kind. Because being kind, you can still be nice to people, right? But it also puts a barrier where you understand where you stand and where you make them understand where you stand. Does that make sense? But I feel thank you for all of this, because this is going in the gratitude jar. Hopefully I get to change his mind about coming back to streaming, because this is a really, really kind guy. Yeah, they get used and walked over 100%, and I feel so bad. You got to know when to say no, you know, kind of thing. And as time goes on, I'm not gonna lie, this community, chat, I just want to be honest with y'all. This community is teaching me every single day how to say no to certain things. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful, because OG me would probably like be different about all of this. I don't think I was ever ready for all of these. You know what I mean? I actually really appreciate you for taking to respond and for everyone giving me something so I don't feel so lost. I've been starting a place. I've just been sitting in shock for the last 12 hours, not knowing where to start at all. I feel like I know what to do first, and that's a huge step, Mac. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. Can we get a round of applause for Mac? Hi, Shauna Davies. How are you? So, chat, at the end of the day, I'm like grateful for this community, because hear me out, chat. I am so blessed that every day I get to learn a lot about myself, and I get to learn about stuff, because I'm also a nice guy, right? But there are moments where I'm slowly taking away nice guy. Like there are certain things where nice guy is slowly. Oh wait, you guys can't hear sounds. Okay, not me out here pressing the round of applause. That round of applause first. Living Curse, this one was for you. and then the round of applause for this is for Mac. If I want to share my story, do I just message you? Marissa says, chat. If you ever want to share your story, where like wherever you come from and how far you've come and what has taught you in your life and what you're doing currently, please don't hesitate to message me or any of the mods. I would love to share your story at some point. People pushing for streamers to constantly be there for them just because they send gifts and support them are a big issue when it comes to streamers' mental health too. Yeah, people don't know how to separate the two. So I'm always separating it every time. I know a lot of people trust me with stuff because usually what I say is not of my own accord, it's coming from God. But I have to be straight up with people. Don't ever come to me, chat, for like pastorally advice, a therapist advice, all of that stuff. I can only help you navigate, and that's all I can do. Our streams are always meant to uplift, and at the end of the day, if I'm here to uplift you, chat, come with me asking for a solution to uplift, right? And that's why that's all I can ask for, because there's multiple people in the chat who are coming who have so many problems. There's a lot of people in the chat. I think 99.9% of you have problems. You just learn how to deal with it, right? You know, so like if at some point you can't turn to anybody, please don't hesitate. Seek a therapist, seek a pastor, seek all the things that are needed in those situations. Watching you dance with no music is funny. I do still hear it though. I hear a lot of it happening in my ear. It just looks funny as hell. 99 problems, chat's got all of them. Yeah, Yeah, everybody in chat's going through something today. So chat, if you are going through something today, I commend you and I send you nothing but love. Continue to stay grounded in God. For me, like, turn to God. If you guys got no therapist, no, that's my favorite person to turn to, right? I don't know who you guys turn to. Like, I know some of y'all, I have not yet sought a therapist yet, and that's not a flex, right? That's all to say that God, for me, has been my therapist and everything. That's not a flex, right, to say. But for me, God, chat, for me, God is the one that's getting me through all this stuff. Maybe I need to seek God more. So he probably might be recommending, maybe he might recommend a therapist at some point for me. Because I think we all need to seek a therapist at some point for ourselves. And going to the gym is really good, Marissa. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I think going to the gym is like really, really a good thing. I think going to the gym is very, very, very important. Which reminds me, I think I got to go to the gym on Wednesday, so I think I got to go to sleep early. But today, chat, I don't know if I'm going to end up going to sleep early today. So I think I'm going to be up. Man, I'm still trying to debate if I'm going to come back stream. Let's just assume there's no stream later, chat. Just assume there's no late night stream, all right? For some of you out here who think there's going to be a late night stream, just assume there's going to be nothing. This past weekend has burnt me out to the max. Well, you're going to the gym right now, Marissa. What time is it? 11, 12, 1, 2, 3? And in good news, can we also get a round of applause for Gwen? I'm so proud of Gwen. Is my stream deck still on? Gwen, good job. I saw how much you lost recently. I'm really, really proud of you, Gwen. That's amazing what you did. She went from, like, in the last 3 months, what... I'm not going to say it out loud. Gwen, it's up to you if you want to share it. But if you're watching Discord... Chat, she's doing amazing. It's 4 a.m. here. The time change has messed up being able to be at the late night streams. Yeah, the time change, Nacho, is my fault. There's nothing I can do about it except just go with the flow. Nothing I can do about it. So to all the people on the East Coast, I am so sorry. To all the people in the Central, I am so sorry. To all the people in the West Coast, nah, it doesn't matter. You guys should be up at 1 in the morning anyway. I'm not apologizing to the West Coast people because I know most of y'all stay up this late. Most of the people, if you're here right now at 1 in the morning, you should be up at this time. But you should not be up at 4 or 5 in the morning, chat. Some of y'all need to go to sleep. Chat, some of y'all, chat, hear me out, need to go the hell to sleep. Go to sleep. I went yesterday at like 12 a.m. and opened the gym. Wait, you opened the gym? Is it your gym, Marissa? Max says a few good notes. Hold on, it's going too fast. Hold on, I gotta scroll up. I have a beautiful home. I'm all moved in. My kids are finally settled in school. I got a new car and so much more. This is just an unfortunate. That's amazing, though, Mac. Yeah, continue to focus. Yeah, you'll figure it out. You figured out all the other stuff in your life. You got this. Hi, Gwen. I just said hi, Gwen, when Gwen said I'm at work. 10:42 a.m. Your TikTok streams usually entertain me when I get ready for work. Wait, it's 10:42 a.m.? Where are you located, Mina? It's only 6 p.m. So Blondie, let me guess, you're in Australia as well? To all the people in OCE, Happy New Year. Wait, is it Happy New Year for them? Oh, you went early, so you're saying, I can't sleep, Michaelin says. Oh, it's open 24/7, so the lights were off. So yeah. I went to the gym one morning, and yeah, I had to be the one to turn on the lights too. Nobody was I'm always the first person on the basketball court. I'm never the second. So people always be like, yo, did you come again to try to win today? I'm like, yo, if I'm the first at the gym, you think I'm going to lose for the rest of the day? And I always make a joke to these people. I love the people I play against. It's so competitive. Ohio may be mythical, but it runs on Eastern Standard Time. Does it really? Blondie is in Australia. Cool and Native for forcing me to go to bed the other night so I could go to training. Yeah, we were trying to be good friends, Gio. And I usually try to teach people... Good friends don't tell you one more. Good friends tell you go to hell to sleep and go to the gym. Because that passes on to other areas of your life. And I'm glad you went. Did you end up going to BJJ that morning? Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I got to set the music of the day. Oh, and you chose Christian music? That's pretty cool. Max says, I uprooted my whole life and so much so... Wait, Mac, where did you go again? I got to remember this because I'm so used to Mac being in Missouri. I'm so used to her being in Missouri that I cannot ever remember where she moved to. Same with Shay. I can't ever remember Shay went to California. I still call her a Washington girl. I can never remember that part. Now, Shay telling me for the last 3 years, now I finally kind of remember, but I did, and it was one of my best sessions. Yeah, that's what I love to hear. Let's go. That's amazing. Chantelli's from the West Coast. I finished school at 9:30, then watch you stream. I'm fighting for points with Kimmy trolling us till like 3 a.m. So you're trying to build up your point system, huh? Oh, he even got a submission? Let's go. That is a great session. Colorado. That's what it was. I wonder how would I remember that. I'd have to like, I'll just keep asking until I remember it. Colorado, I'll just think of my Colorado clients, and that's how I'd probably memorize it. I had a client who couldn't walk, chat. This is how powerful the mind is. He couldn't walk. He got into a major car accident, and he couldn't walk. And the doctor said he wasn't going to be able to walk for the rest of his life. And he trained his mind to not listen. He said, no, I'm going to walk on my wedding day. And chat, on his wedding day, he walked. Cool story, dude. Really. Kimmy, you remember that wedding? Hi, big boss. Got into a major accident, couldn't walk, and he didn't listen to the doctor. He said, F you and whatever you believe is going to happen to me. I'm walking on my wedding date. And I think it was 6 months, 7 months. The doctor told him he wouldn't be able to walk for the rest of his life. And he walked down the aisle, and the bride, oh, it was so emotional. The bride was crying. He was crying. The whole family, everybody couldn't believe it. He came in a wheelchair, and he didn't tell anybody he was training in the background. Came in a wheelchair, and then he got up off the wheelchair. Bruh. Oof. There was not one single, like, everybody just had tears. And me as an MC, I'm like, why the hell is everyone crying? Not one single person did not cry. And I'm like, well, what is happening? So I had to get to the bottom of the story. I had to like go around, right? You know when you work the room? I have to work the room as an MC. I'm like, yo, so I walked it over, and I saw like a girl who caught my attention, like, because she looked at me. And so I was like, that's my first victim. So I saw the girl. I walked to the girl. I was like, hey, I noticed none of you guys are not crying. Can you like enlighten me? What the hell just happened just now? Why is everyone crying? She goes, he couldn't walk because he was in a major accident, and you know this, right? I was like, yeah, I do know about the major accident, but I thought he was able to walk after. He goes, no, nobody knew. So apparently you know already. I was like, yeah, I knew already. So, but nobody here knows. This is his first time showing that he's walking. Dang, that's crazy. But there was not one single dry eye in the room. Nobody knew. So I was like, none of you losers knew. I knew already. I knew who was going to walk at the wedding because he told me he was going to walk at the wedding. You know? What a bunch of he don't trust you guys. He trusts me. A friend that I trained with broke his neck about 10 years ago, and the doctor told him he'd never train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu again. Flash forward, super good brown belt, and probably get his black. Wow! See? Power. The power of your mindset, man. Crazy. Power of your mindset, man. Power of believing in God, that God can do anything, man. Beautiful. When I get married, you will MC it. Will you let me take you to your sign? Yes, of course, Cheyenne. Take you to the sign. You can see the sign. Chad, I always crack up. I don't know who's going to ever be our first, like community member getting married, but I think that would be so amazing. If I ever get to, I think another dream of mine, if I ever get to do someone's wedding here, it would be beautiful. I hope I get to do one of your weddings at some point in my life. I've done, it definitely won't be me. Gwen, not with that attitude. Gwen, yeah, it's definitely not going to be you if you're going to say it like that. Yeah, it definitely won't be Gwen. Gwen, you'd be surprised if you'd like start switching your language a bit. That would be Fire and Seki. I think my boyfriend has agreed he wants you to do it, actually, Cheyenne says. That would be cool. If I ever come out to Texas. Did you meet Lottie Dottie? Yeah, let me tell you guys a story. All right? Funny ass story, chat. I always told this community, and I always say this every single time. If I were to ever meet you guys in person, you guys would be awkward as hell. I'm not going to lie. Me, I know the art of navigating people online and in person, right? Because it's what I do for a living. So I used to make a joke. Chat, if I ever met you guys in person, you guys would be awkward as hell. And most of the chat would be like, nah, we wouldn't be awkward. Well, let me tell you how I met Lottie Dottie for the first time. Lottie Dottie's walking towards me, and I can see from the corner of my eye, oh, it might be someone from the community. Oh, it is Lottie Dottie. So I turn over, and I see Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie. Lottie Dottie's walking up to me. She's like, hi, cool. I'm like, Lottie Dottie. And she trips. She trips on the wire. There's a wire. She's trying to come towards me. Bruh, I could not stop laughing. She trips on the wire, and then she lands on my shoulder, and I hug her. And, bruh, I couldn't stop laughing. And I go, I knew you would be awkward in person. And we all busted out laughing. I was like, I knew you would be awkward in person. Bruh, it was too good, bro. Her sister's laughing. Bruh, I don't know if that's her sister or, like, who that was. Kimmy, who was that person? I can just imagine your reaction. Bruh, I busted out laughing. I was like, I knew you would be awkward in person. And Lottie Dottie felt so, she's like, oh, cool, come on. It was so funny, bro. That's what she said too. That's what I told her. I was like, yeah, Kimmy got a nice, so Kimmy gets a nice Lottie Dottie hug. Kimmy gets a nice Lottie Dottie hug. All like, oh, nice to finally meet you. Meanwhile, she tries to hug me. Oh, that was her mom. No, there was another girl. That wasn't her mom. Wait, is that her mom? Her mom looks young. The other young-looking Asian girl, she's the one that busted out laughing. She busted out laughing. And you could tell Lottie Dottie was so embarrassed. Like, bruh, I couldn't, bro. My opening line, I knew you were going to be awkward in person. I couldn't, bro. They're like, I want to... Yo, the wire said, here you go, bruh. Okay, so it was her best friend. Thank you, Sweet V. Yeah, it was like a young-looking Asian girl. So her friend could not stop. She busted out laughing, looked at Lottie Dottie. Bruh, I couldn't, dude. I couldn't, bro. It was too damn funny. It was Catherine? Yeah, I couldn't, man. She busted out laughing. She's like, I knew you were going to be awkward in person. Bruh. Too damn funny. But it was awesome. That wasn't her friend with her? It was her niece? Oh, that was her niece. So is that Catherine? Yeah, whoever that was. She's like the young. That's what I think, Rissy. Oh, it was her niece? That's her niece? Yeah. She busted out laughing, dude. She could not contain herself. She busted. Samaya. Oh, okay, that's her name? Samaya. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, so I got to meet our first community member at a wedding. Now, I hope one day I get to do our first ever community member's wedding. That was pretty cool. It was nice meeting Lottie Dottie. Super nice. Her family's amazing. Lottie, and let me tell you, chat, Lottie Dottie is just as awkward in person. You introverts, I tell y'all. Tripping over wires. I tell y'all, man, these introverts are hilarious, bro. What's the wheel for? It's for channel points. Max says, I'm blind as a bat without my glasses. I would 100% trip. I feel her. Max says, Mac, would you do the same? Imagine and they trip at their way. Yeah, bro, I'm not, I don't know. I was cracking up. I busted out laughing too after I said it. I was like, I knew you would be awkward in person. I just knew it. Bruh, so funny. Any word from Anton? What happened, Jess? Even if you're expensive, it'll be worth it, Cheyenne says. I appreciate it, Cheyenne. I'll try to give you, like, I try to offer, like, a community deal. If you're already flying me out over there, then I'll probably try to offer some sort of community special. Hi, Big Boss. I just probably can only be there for a day and come back because I probably have other stuff that I got to be back for. I hate, chat, doing weddings that are in other places because I don't ever get to enjoy that place. Because I will go there and I won't ever get... Because for me, I always got to constantly work. So if I ever went out for Cheyenne's wedding or went out for anybody's wedding, chat, I'd probably be there for a day. Like, I'll give an example. There's a couple people who've seen me at events and they fly me out to the Bay Area or they fly me out to Washington or fly me out. And I remember being flown out to the Bay Area and it was like my first ever time to experience the Bay. And it was the worst experience of the Bay because I never got to really experience it. I got there literally the first night. I landed on that night, MC'd the night before, and I had to leave in the morning. Didn't even enjoy it. Couldn't even enjoy it. I wanted to enjoy the Bay Area correctly the first time. Now I just keep going, but it's like, I couldn't even enjoy it. Taya says no word of a lie. Cheyenne's like, no, pay full price. Nah, Cheyenne, you already sent enough subs. If you have a personalized like song already on the channel, I'll hook it up for you guys. Because you guys have no idea how much you've supported me through the years. So I at least give you something. Word of a lie, my niece called me up today and just casually asked when we're going to Hawaii to meet Cool and Kimmy, just as casually as if she were asking what's for breakfast. That's so awesome, Taya. Well, if you guys ever come down, you let me know, Taya. I'd love to say hi to you and your nieces. It'll be awesome. We'll take you out and so you can eat something nice. Hi, Escape, Peace Me. I had an opportunity to get some food for the community, and I feel bad for some of our community members because I've caught some, I haven't caught some. Actually, I've caught every single community member who's managed to fly down here, but I don't want to say that out loud because I might not end up get a chance to see you because it might be a busy wedding weekend. I didn't catch Gibbs the second time around he came down. I caught him the first time when he came down with his dad, but the second time around, yeah, I just didn't have time. Whoever the bride is for the first community wedding, please don't trip. I wasn't here to watch the Fortnite, Big Boss says. I get a no first, Kimmy says. Would you ever come out to New... I probably would, 685. It is a dream of mine to go out to New Zealand and Australia. So if I ever come out, I definitely let you guys know. I definitely will let the community know. Jalen just gifted not only 2 subs. Oh my gosh, I just missed someone who subbed with Prime 22 minutes ago, chat. How rude is that? Please tell me Ronnie Boy is still here. Chat, can someone tell me Ronnie Boy is here? Bro just subbed with Prime. He probably is like, never giving this guy my money ever again. Never giving my money to this guy ever again. Chat, do you know how rare it is to get a Prime sub? There can only be one streamer you sub to with Prime. And bro subbed with Prime 22 minutes ago. And I didn't even thank him. What the hell was I talking about 22 minutes ago that was so important? Nah, you good, Oos. You already shouted me. Oh, Ronnie, I appreciate you. Bro, that means the world. Ronnie, I got to tell you, man. First time chatter. I got to tell you something. Seriously, there's 1 million of us streaming right now. I really, truly mean this. There's 7 million. I remember in the month of October one time. And to sub with Prime, you can only sub to 1 out of 1 million of us. So thank you, Ronnie. It really, really means the world to me. And to all our community gifting, thank you so much for allowing me to do this full time. For those of you who don't know, this was Jalen out of New York who just gifted that. Jalen would be on this page. Bam. Yeah, that bang, ba bang, ba bang. I'm so glad Ronnie's still here. I would have been so bad. I would have felt so bad. I never thought about it that way. That's how I think about it. Like, I don't think people realize how truly grateful I am because literally 3 years ago, I only had 1 person watching, you know? So to even come here to have people like constantly, I really truly mean it when I'm thanking you, man. You have no clue how appreciative I am of you guys. Seriously. Because this chat is the easiest job. If me and my DJ were talking about it the other night, and one of the DJs I was talking to this past weekend, he goes, bruh, how come, and this is his words, bruh, I used to see you so many weddings. How come I hardly see you? And I go, oh, it's because I switched. I stopped doing emceeing full-time, and I do streaming full-time. And he was like, you stream full-time? He was shocked. How the hell did you do that? I'm like, I don't know, man. God was there for me, and God has brought me wonderful people. And he goes, bro, I had a hard time just even breaking, I don't know what he said, 20 subs? And I'm like, yeah, I'm blessed, bro. That there's a lot of people in the community who just go absolutely crazy every time I do it. So it allows me to do it full time. And he goes, and it pays for all of your bills? I was like, not yet. One day it is my hope that it'll pay for all of my bills, but I still have to take 1 wedding a month here and there to pay the bills. And he goes, oh, that's cool. But I was like telling him, even I love emceeing so much that even if this took over everything and I didn't have to worry about anything because everything comes through streaming, even if everything came through streaming, I could never stop. I could never stop emceeing, chat. I love entertaining, not just online. I love entertaining. Like in person, you can feel the awkwardness. You can feel people's auras. You can touch people. You know, I can't touch y'all, chat. I can only boop you. You know what I mean? But in person, it's a different kind of vibe. You know what I mean? Like, while I'm giving you guys the energy, you're giving me your energy through either subs, through your emojis and all of that, but it's not the same. So it's like I could not stop emceeing. I cannot stop emceeing, man. I love it too much. I could never stop it, even if this like takes up too much. Oh, you were talking about boundaries. Ah, that's what will happen. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Big. I was trying to figure out what the hell was I talking about that was so important, but boundaries is an important thing to talk about. How's it, brother? What's up, Lil Romes? Missed the Fortnite play, but I'm glad you made it here too, Lil Romes. I'm supposed to end at 10 o'clock, but I started veering off and talking to chat, trying to help chat with their daily lives and whatnot. So now it's 11 o'clock. I was supposed to be off at 10. Actually, I was supposed to be off at 9, but we did stream today at 6:30. Yeah, I was supposed to be off at 10. Weird take, but I feel like you give really good hugs. Marissa say, I love hugging. I'm a big hugger. I wanted to hug Lottie Dottie longer, but Lottie Dottie pulled away. I reached in, but I think she was already so awkward, chat, about tripping on me. Or not on me. She tripped on a wire and landed on me. She tripped on a wire, landed on me. But yeah. Kimmy gives amazing hugs. I think because we live in Hawaii, Marissa, I never understood that statement when people say, I feel like you give great hugs. Let me tell you something. If you met anybody from the Pacific Island, we all give great hugs. Because in the Pacific Islands, we are huggers. Does that make sense? Like, I never understood what people meant by that, but because you guys are coming from Texas, you guys don't like the touch thing. Like, you guys probably be grossed out if someone touches you. I learned the hard way at one wedding. Chat, one wedding. I'm a touchy person, right? So I'll randomly touch you. Like, it's just my love language to tell you how much you mean to me, right? So I remember one wedding, and I didn't realize how against people are on touch. Like, I remember, because I always try to hug people, or I always try to reach in. But I remember one person I went to tap, and I said, hey, your friend is trying to look for you. And she go, oh. The way she was like, oh. She didn't even see me. Just the way she did not like that. I had no clue. I learned the hard way that not everybody is touchy-feely like people from the Pacific Islands. Like, it must look like she died. Like the way, bruh. You had a situation like that too? I did not know. So now I'm more receptive. Chat, I'm more, how do you explain it, chat? I'm more receptive of people now when I see them. So sometimes it's a habit, like, right? Excuse me. Like, I can't just tell you, excuse me. I have to touch you on your shoulder or say, excuse me. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just my language of how I talk to people. Because Pacific Islanders, we talk to each other with like gestures of hands, or we're huggers, right? We're from the Pacific Islands. So whenever you come to the Pacific Islands, the number one thing is they're holding a lei, right? If you're a tourist and you're coming out, they'll give you the lei and then they'll hug you, right? So if you don't like hugs, yeah, you're not gonna like the islands, because the islands are all about hugging. Which is weird. The islands will hug strangers, but they won't hug their loved one in front of people because they don't like that PDA stuff. I don't even know. It's funny as hell. So they don't like that public display of affection with their significant others because they want it to be respectful out in public, but they will like hug straight. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, that hidden PDA is so true. Yeah, that's the one thing that they don't like showing all that kind of crazy stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I love a good hug. I feel like I'd melt into y'all. Marissa's, yeah. I'm not gonna lie. There are strangers that I used to do like the hugger. What is it? Would you take the money out of my pocket or the hug? And I remember strangers who never let go. They were like, it almost seemed like they never got a hug in their life. I'm like, damn. So I'll just like hold them and then I'd let go and I'm like, I guess they still want a hug. All right. We'll just I've had people cry because they've never gotten a hug in their life, and I'm like, nobody hugs you? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, 65. Yeah, I can't do it. It's just an island thing. We all give aloha. Yeah. The parents with 10 kids that never kiss in public. Yeah. Yeah. That cracks me up. They got like 10 to 15 kids, but you never see them kiss in public. I just wonder how that feels for the person hugging. Like, for instance, do you feel when they melt? I can feel when the person needed it. I've hugged a lot of people in my life. I can feel when they needed it. Like, I remember this girl like it was yesterday. She had a, I still remember her like it was yesterday. She had a llama around her stomach. It was like a llama, like a floaty. And when she hugged me the first time, I said, okay, hold on, let me take this off. So I took it off, and then I hugged her when she chose the hug. And I just remember she didn't want to let go because she'd never, you could tell, like, she never got a hug in her life. And there's people where you can feel it, like, ultimately feel they never had a hug. So chat, try to get a hug from a stranger tomorrow. It's probably one of the greatest things you could actually get in your life. A hug from a stranger is amazing, man. It's really healing, to be honest. It'll heal you for the rest of the month, maybe the rest of the year. I don't know what to do with people that don't like hugs. I shake their hand after. The people who don't like hugs. So I usually ask the question, come here, nice to finally meet you. And then they'll be like, I'm not a hugger. I'm like, all right. And then I reach in and then just tap their hand. Like when I meet my clients, sometimes for the first time, I always give hugs. I still give hugs to my clients the first time meeting them in person. Like when I saw the bride on Saturday. First thing was I went and looked for her and gave her a hug, and she was cool about it. She gave me a hug, but she's from Philadelphia, so that probably could have gone down south. She probably, because in Philly, like East Coast, they probably aren't huggers out there. I don't know, but she was really, you can tell she gave the hug. And then local people, they're always gonna hug you. They do the little like the homies. They'll do the little like tap, and they come around and then hold. You know, that little one hand hold. That's what the local like Islander boys do all the time. You hug the Disney rules way. Characters from Disneyland have to keep hugging a child as long as they want. Really? That's actually a smart way to do it, Shifty One. I never thought about it. You gotta hug it until they let go. Wow, that's actually, I never thought about it that way, Shifty One. That's smart. That's very observant. I never realized that. They're absolutely right. You know what? Now that I think about it, every time I've hugged Goofy or Mickey, they've never let go. I'm making it awkward next time, chat. I'm holding them until they let go. Chat, I'm going to have a lawsuit on me on the next Disney trip. I just thought about that. I am holding them and making sure they don't let go. Don't do Mickey like that. I'm doing it, dog. I want to see if they let go. Bro, now that I think about it. Oh, I'm going to tell Kimmy to film it. I'm going to see if it's real. Do Disney characters let go? They changed the rules thanks to Cool. I'm just going to stay there and see who quits first. Because you guys know how awkward I can be. I'm very good at making people feel uncomfortable. So that's my style. They're going to be like, if this... Just start whispering in Mickey's ear. Now, maybe that's going to get me kicked out. I'm not going to whisper in his ears. Maybe a little. Don't let go, Mickey. Please. I need this. Don't let go. Sir, why are you in jail? I hugged Goofy for an awkward amount of time. What's awkward? It was about 10 minutes. 10 minutes? Yeah, until they finally decided to get the cast off of me. 10 minutes? You never let go? Yeah, they had to actually pry his hands off of me. And then I start screaming to the top, no! Never! And then he started screaming in his Mickey Mouse voice, no, Goofy, love me, please. Love me, Goofy. Uh-huh. Goofy, please, no. Please. It took everything in me to hug the Disney characters for pics. I felt so awkward, Jalen says. I didn't realize, now that Shifty One brought that up, every time I hugged them for a long period. Like a good... My hugs are like 7 seconds. I like the number 7 to 10 seconds, so it's pretty long. So I'll go in and I'll hug, and I'll stay there for a bit. Like 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7. Yeah, it's 7. So I usually hug them for 7, and then I'll let go. But now, new video idea. So you count while you hug. No, I'm trying to picture how long I hugged, and I think it's 7, Jalen, because I hugged for a long time. I think it's 7. I think it's 7. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. Yeah, sometimes I stop at 6. It's like 6 or 7, and then 7 Mississippi. Yeah, it seems it's kind of long. My hugs are kind of long. But hear me out. Next time, I'm gonna try a minute. Kimmy, let's try a minute next time. While I'm at Disney, I want to try a minute and just see if they ever pull away from me. I want to try it. That's actually a good sign. New video idea. I never know when someone wants to stop, so I'm just like, I guess we're all here. How's it going? Next time my mama forces a hug, I'm gonna tell her she only gets 7 seconds. Yeah, tell her 7 seconds, Jalen. That's all. Gary's like 6'7". How can I get on? Oh, here, you're already on. Reporting you're live, where Cool is in jail. Some random 6'3" guy stayed hugging Mickey Mouse. Actually, he was hugging Goofy in a Mickey Mouse voice, telling him not to let go for 10 minutes. You think you can be banned forever for hugging someone for that long? You think you can be banned forever, chat? Probably not. I'm just hugging. I want to see if it's true, if they're going to let go. They're like, I hope not. Maybe no hug for me. Yeah, I'm like 6'2", 6'3". I'm going to just say it in his ear, you know? Never let go, Goofy. Never let go. I've done voices to characters before. Like, I remember one time I walked up to Goofy and, I think you're fake, Goofy. I'm the real Goofy. And he'll be like, and I'll be playing with them the whole time. I've once gone up to Mickey too. Uh-huh. Hi there, Mickey. How are you? What are you up to this evening? Uh-huh. Bro, I'm so stupid, bro, when I go up to these characters. You're not the real Mickey. You're a fake. Let me hear it then. Let me hear your voice. Huh? Huh? I knew it, you fake-ass Mickey. I bet you some of them are like, bro, get this stupid adult away from me. I can almost tell. They're probably like, get this stupid adult away from me, please. But they're just like touch their head. They just do this, you know, the simple little, let me hear you. Come on. I made them feel awkward that way. I don't hear you. You fake ass. They don't talk, Mina. They don't ever talk. They're not allowed to. Because they're probably not good characters. They're probably just good at body expressions, but they're not good with voices. So I'm always trolling them whenever I see them. And Kimmy's always like, oh, come on, let's go already. I'm waiting for you. Where's the voice? You're fake. Then I'll turn to the kids. That's a fake Mickey. He's not a Chinese. I'm the real Mickey. You're scared Cool will take the job. Yeah, it's so funny. Imagine what he says to his family dinner. My common reaction in my head, I always think, is what cast member is gonna have an amazing story today? My favorite thing is I'm always thinking to myself, which cast member is gonna have a field with this? This is gonna be a great story for them, to their kids, when they go home, or to whoever they gotta tell the story to. So now I've never done a long, awkward hug. But thank you, Shifty One, for giving me an idea. That's the next idea, dude. I'd be trolling them in their voices. Never thought about trolling them on a long hug, but I'm ready to do it. Payback for you waiting on her to get enough gold to reboot. I've always made them feel awkward and uncomfortable with my voices, but now I'm about to do the uncomfortable voice while holding them for 10 minutes. I'm probably going to get banned from Disney. I'm not going to lie. And I love Disney too much. Imagine, I swear, if I get banned, they're going to hire you to be every character, Cool's Next Journey. You know, if I ever can't do any other thing, I would love to be a Mickey Mouse. If I was behind a Mickey Mouse screen, that actually just gave me an idea of like doing a stream as just straight Mickey Mouse and see how far in the algorithm do we go. Where I have a Mickey Mouse outfit and I just do Mickey Mouse the entire stream. It'd be too much work. Maybe we'll do a sub goal chat where I do a Mickey Mouse all stream. I'd have to find. Do it at your least favorite Disney. Disney World then. Chat, the only reason why Disney World is my least favorite Disney is because it's too hot and then it's too cold. Too hot, too cold. It's like, it doesn't stay the same. It's like too hot during the day and it's too cold at night. It's like two bipolar personalities. I miss marbles. Make sure I play marbles this weekend, Moon. Sorry, this Thursday. It can't make up its mind. I like Disneyland and Disney Tokyo by the Sea. I still have yet to go to Paris Disney, which I probably need to. Yeah, I spun, Kimmy. I'm spinning again. Just keep giving channel points to these people that I keep spinning on. Stay safe, Cheyenne. Sending you nothing but love. If you guys need prayers for those tornadoes, just put it in the prayer request tab, and I will always look at it before I pray every single night. Are people allowed to go to Disney dressed as characters? Yes. But you can't cover your face, I think. You can go, like I've seen, I don't know if you've ever been to the Halloween. What is it called? Hullabaloo? People are all dressed up. I once saw the Sanderson sisters. These three girls went in as the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus, and I was like, damn, that is nice. And they looked, and they were playing the part very well. And the other girl was playing like Winnie or whatever. I don't know. It was crazy. It was really good. It was nice seeing the Sanderson sisters. But it was like for Halloween. I don't know. I've never seen anybody full on dress up during Disney. Hold on, let me see. Nah, nobody ever covers their faces. They're like usually painted, or people are either face painted. I've gone as a Jedi one time. Nah, that was probably the movie theaters. Never mind. That story for another day. Where we got free food. Kimmy got us free food as Princess Leia. Remind me to tell you that story another day, or else I'm going to keep going. It broke my heart to see the Wicked Witch from Snow White. Wait, she got fired? Dang, that's tough. And that's the problem. They don't want you to be a personality, right? So for those of you out there want to understand something, you are never bigger than Disney. Does that make sense? The moment you become dragged on the internet, the moment like the internet picks up on anything, like even that one elf, the very happy-go-lucky elf who's always happy with everybody, he became a personality and they fired him as well. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? That one elf that got popular? You're never bigger than Disney, according to Disney. So if you become big and your name gets dragged all over the internet, yeah, you getting fired. I forgot they were planning. I thought it was a myth, or they were saying they were going to fire her, but she was too good at her job to be at Disney. That's why I don't think I would last at Disney, chat. Because I'd be like, hi there, kids. I'd probably get fired, bro, first day, because we'd probably go all over the internet for doing something stupid. Yeah, you can't be bigger than the character. The characters have to be mellow, have to be chill. And because she was good at talking off to people, you can tell the Princess Leia story. Yeah, I'll tell it tomorrow. Remind me, chat. Remind me to tell it, because I'm hungry, Kimmy. I gotta eat. I haven't eaten for almost 24 hours. At midnight, it'll be 24 hours, chat. Last time I ate was midnight of yesterday. That's cool. I got my 24-hour fast today. That's not that bad at all. It would be worth it, though, I'm sure. And you can't sue Disney if you sign up for Disney Plus, so be careful. Yeah. I mean, I don't think you can sue Disney in general. Disney, chat, I think it'll be hard for anybody to sue places like Disney because they will drag you to court, make you run out of money. It's hard to always, like, if you try to sue a big corporation, you might be able to take them to court, like, but they'll put you through so much litigation and so much stuff that they'll reschedule this hearing. It's like a tactic. All the biggest lawyers in the world know about it, right? So they'll drag you to court and you'll run out of money before you can even finish the lawsuit. That's why you'll never win against big corporations. You'd have to prove it. You'd have to be rich and try to prove it, like, correctly. Like that one girl who proved that social media... You know that one girl who got millions off of proving social media? She got YouTube to pay her. Chat, hear me out. TikTok actually owes you millions because it's keeping you addicted. I don't know if you guys heard about that girl who won the lawsuit against all these platforms. She was so good, she sued everybody because she said when she was 9 or 7, YouTube made it too addicting. So she got millions off of YouTube. She got millions off of Facebook. I don't know, all the platforms. And then TikTok didn't even want to take her to court. They said, we'll settle it outside. So TikTok paid her an undisclosed amount. I don't remember how much they paid her, but that girl was good. Imagine how many of you, chat, are one sue away from living a life worth living. Now, the life is already worth living. Living a life with no problems. Bill problems. You're still going to have problems. But bill problems. No bill problems, you know? Yeah, I don't know how much she won, but that girl won a crazy amount. Yeah, I probably should hydrate. I'm gonna call it a night instead, Jalen. Before I hydrate, I'm gonna call it a night. Shan's like, it'll be enough to pay you to MC at least. All right, chat. I'm out. I'm gonna spin one more for the community. I'm not coming back later. I know I'm gonna go sit on that couch. I'm gonna eat my chicken. Y'all even throw a tip in. Love and appreciate you guys. Love you, Marie. You guys take care.